Oh no! I thought I was unmuted right from the start. I forgot I muted myself when I was testing things. Hello! There are subtitles. That's nice. Welcome. Yes, this is the debut. This is the debut of the VTuber thing. I don't have that much new stuff. I'm sorry. I got a lot less done than I was hoping I would. But we are going to do our mini debut of a sort, and more or less it's going to be a pretty standard one because I think it's going to be pretty much all normal folks who know me already. But we will still go through with a debut style stream to some extent, and who knows, maybe you guys will learn something new. But yeah, this is the VTuber model. I created a couple new assets. I hope you like my gamer chair with my dog next to me. I will do a quick change here. So I created a second background with a slight tweak, and this is purely for Lermy. Lermy, you wanted your... Hold on. Back here. Or not. It won't. Okay, that's fine. I'll leave it as is. You wanted some Finnegan. So I did ask for a really ugly Finnegan. So I went ahead and did a updated version of Finnegan for the replacement. And so that way it's a cartoon Finnegan next to me as well. But anyway, welcome. This is pretty much it. This is the content. No, I got a little bit more, but not a whole lot. I do have a list of things to go over. Like I said, I'm going to treat this like a debut. I don't expect we're going to really have anybody new make their way in here. If so, welcome if you are new. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot of the normal folks who already know me and have known me for months. But we will do a debut thing because I'm going to upload this to YouTube after this as well. I'm going to start sending the VODs over to YouTube. I will start doing some live streaming of YouTube. We kind of ran into some discussion last night about some of the issues with doing so. Yeah, sorry, Evan. There's now a face. I do have a face. You can actually see me move. I can wiggle side to side. I can twist and turn. It does work. But and this will be getting used in the future now. So this will be in the corner of my streams. There will be more updates in the future as well. But for now, this is what we have. Let's go ahead and get straight into... Oh, all right. See you later, Mia. Dog is a skinwalker. He's a good one. I don't know what... Oh, our little hands are stuck? They're not stuck. They wiggle side to side. Alright. Let's pull up the other thing I've got. Let's make sure... Let's see if it's actually still in the right position. Aha! We got our notebook paper here. Alright. So, if anybody here has not seen a VTuber debut, I'm going to introduce you to that. And who I am and all that. And again, this is going to be some rehash for everybody who knows who I am, but since it's going to get uploaded to YouTube as well, maybe we'll find some new people that way. Would you have more than one nickel? What's a VTuber? Okay, well, let's talk about that first then. A VTuber is a virtual YouTuber. It is essentially, I had my little stick man in the corner. That's called a PNG tuber because it's purely just a transparent PNG that would react when I would talk. A VTuber is kind of the next step up there, which is where the person has a camera that reacts and can animate, and so it moves its eyes and mouth along with me. And that's the virtual YouTuber. So instead of me being on camera, you get the stick man, who is me, but just in another form. Well, Cassiopeia, I have always been a stick man. That was always the thing. And there was also a lot of streams where this was shown on stream. So for being a debut of the model, it's not exactly like a big surprise. People who have been around for a bit have already seen my stick man, and I've shown it off plenty of times. Character isn't a pig when it moves around. Am I a VTuber? It doesn't have to be a pig. I don't know where the pig thing comes from, but it could be a VTuber. I don't know what your character really, how it reacts. It needs to be able to react, for it to be a VTuber, it largely needs to be able to react like based off of a camera. So it has to be able to blink, mouth move, you know, some side-to-side movement is pretty standard, you know, things like that. I've shown it a lot on Discord too. Yeah, I've shown it there too. But anyway, so let's go ahead and get into things. I got a list of things, and again, this is kind of your pretty standard VTuber style debut. That way I'm going to treat this. I'm going to do it all handwritten. Characters aren't PNG, can move and talk, but only his head can move, but never shown. It sounds like you got yourself a bit of a VTuber then. You were a VTuber without even realizing it. Hey there, Gizmo. And so, name. Y'all get to deal with my handwriting. My name is Fool. Or Will. I'll go by either. Is there any other names anybody else would call me? I think those are kind of the two main ones. I sometimes write myself as the Fool. Learn. You could call me Learn. I'll go by Learn if you want to call me Learn. That's not great news to hear there, Gizmo. Hopefully you're safe and okay. This comes up every now and then. Age. No one knows. That's not true. But going forward, nobody knows. I'm not gonna talk about my age specifically on stream going forward. Just we'll make it more of a mystery. Hey there, Iron. Thanks for all the gifted subs there. I think you're gonna make quite a few people happy. But thanks a lot for that. As per usual, I will say right now, this is a good time to say it. Don't feel like you need to pay to enjoy my content. I don't want people to feel like they need to. But it's always appreciated. All the money goes back into the streams or stream-related stuff. So thank you, Iron, once again. That'll go towards the cost of the PC I built is ultimately how that works. Is I keep a tally there. Location. Let's talk about that. This is exactly something that comes up in every stream, but I'm just going to point it out just so time zones are more easy to understand. I am in Pacific time zone. I make this pretty obvious. I don't mind sharing that. Sounds good. Thank you, Iron. Yeah, you can dox me now. You can find me out in the Pacific. Good luck, Nate. You're going to have a tough one there. But whenever I talk time zones or when I talk morning, afternoon, evening in the U.S., I will say in the U.S., just know that I am in the Pacific time zone. So when I say it's my morning stream, you might need to convert for yourself. Just a few million people, but if you look close enough, you'll find the stick, man. Languages. So this should be pretty obvious. I speak English. Hey there, Miguelin. I also have been studying Japanese for years. Well, about 2 years. I will be completely honest. My Japanese is not great. Most of my studying is focused on learning kanji, learning to read kanji. And so if anybody who's learned second languages and probably has gone through different methods, you probably know that you need to, or you learn best by speaking languages. Speak American, not English from England. It's English still, so American English, if you will. But the Japanese is mostly focused on reading kanji. So that does mean that I am not great at speaking Japanese. I'm not really great at being asked what a word is and being able to give a translation immediately, like off the top of my head, but I try. And, you know, if you're on Twitch, there is a channel points redeemed that does that exact thing. So, and it's a good practice for me. So anyway, I keep learning Japanese. Eventually, who knows, maybe I'll get to the point where I can actually speak it and have conversations with people on it. Apple is a Ringo. Thanks for redeeming that, Nate. Yeah, Ringo is apple in Japanese. Not much more to say about those topics right now. I took French. I guess I can include that. I took French in high school, which was some years ago. I'm gonna just put barely. I can read some French and can understand little bits and pieces, but most of it's gone. Tyrannosaurus. I don't think I learned Tyrannosaurus. Dinosaur I learned, which is Kyoryu, I believe. Kyoryu? I think it's Kyoryu. In my school, we had the options of French, Spanish, or German, and French was probably the second most popular, I believe. French and German were just about the same in terms of popularity. Spanish was way more popular than those two. One other topic I forgot to mention, because I'm kind of all over the place. With age, the one thing I will say, because this does come up in terms of age, is that I'm old enough, and this will give you a good idea, I'm old enough that I grew up with a lot of the older consoles. NES, SNES. So a lot of my knowledge is older gaming, and I don't know the new stuff. I don't know all the new teen lingo and all that. So I'm an old man. I'm an old stick man. You can all guess the age, but I'm not going to confirm. And who am I and what do I do? So let's get into that. Who is this stick? Was I born with the dinosaurs? I was not. Came a little after. The cave painting showed up long after the dinosaurs, I'm sorry to tell you. Hey there, Catboy. Oh, can't see. Good point. Here we go. Who is this stick? So, really the point of the channel and point of why I stream. I wanted to talk about this a little bit for anybody who might be new or checking the VOD after the fact or anything like that. Does it blink? Yeah. Now, if I'm looking down, it might have tougher problems blinking. How is it menacing? There is 2 versions of the Finnegan for those who are coming in a little later. We do have standard Finnegan too, but we have this this wonderful one that's drawn. But yeah, kind of the main point of why I started streaming and kind of one of the focuses of why I stream is learning. It's in the name. I'm not sure what you mean by lowering coding, if you're right. But the type of stuff I do stream is coding, art and art-related stuff, and then a lot of gaming. You know, I do a little bit of all that. But a big part of it, though, is that I created the channel with the intention of learning and doing projects. Not necessarily all coding projects, but projects in general. And the overall focus for me was that I would be learning coding. I need that to get into a new career because I am currently not working. It's odd seeing it move. Well, that's a VTuber for you. I'm guessing you've never watched a VTuber before, because this is very much how the VTubers do their thing, is that they blink and move and talk and all that sort of thing. And eventually, there'll be probably updates that make it move even a little bit better than it does now. But this was like the version 1.0 that I wanted to roll out. So learning and projects were kind of the 2 main things that I wanted to focus on. I knew I'd play games as well. And that was kind of just because I play games and have grown up playing games, and I figured I would just stream the games I play. It's weird with the Stickman. Yeah, it seems that a Stickman VTuber is not a common thing, so I guess I found my little niche here. But it also comes about due to part of my learning and projects, in that I'm not a great artist. I wanted to create all my own assets. I like the idea that just about where possible, anything that's part of my streams was created by me, other than the games themselves. But the VTuber assets, the backgrounds, all the various elements. This notebook paper, I created this. I drew this, as simple as it is, just a bunch of lines. But like, I didn't just like go online and grab an asset of notebook paper. I actually just took a blank piece of art and created this silly thing. Time to make my own game? Maybe eventually. Maybe that'll be one of those projects. So yeah, the original idea when I started the stream, like this is back, I originally did start streaming February 1st. And when I started streaming, the general idea is that I would do coding. I would also do art. I did plan that from the start, that I wanted to learn how to draw better, because I'm not a great artist. I wanted to also do my Japanese on stream. That ended up getting pushed off because it turned out that it just didn't work out well. So I don't generally do much Japanese on stream, not my daily study at least. There were some other projects I had in mind at the time too. I had pretty lofty just ideas of like, maybe I'll learn to play an instrument while streaming. Maybe I'll pick up violin again, because I played violin when I was younger. And I would stream learning that. like there's kind of all sorts of things that are just in my mind of like, these would be things that I would learn to do while on stream. It can be on the Discord if you'd like me to keep this notebook page on there. I can maybe put this in the introduction spot for myself and maybe pin it or something. It'll be a couple pages probably, just because I'm going to have a couple pages for different subjects. But anyway, that was kind of the general idea, though, is that when I decided to create the channel, I wanted to do learning as the main thing. And in that, it kind of went into a kind of a tree from there of where that would take things. And hey there, JT. It would also be educating others. I like to teach others. I come from a career of being a teacher. Not a school teacher, but a corporate trainer. I taught. So, like, it's just something I was always doing. Back in your day vibes? No, that was just last year before I got laid off. It wasn't that long ago. All right, sounds good, Lermy. Take care. I will post this on there. There'll be some other stuff that you haven't seen yet here that we'll write down, and you'll have some more to look through. But so that was kind of the big thing. The other thing with the learning is that when I started ramping up with this idea that I was going to stream, there are a lot of tutorials out there, but there's not a lot of people who just like regularly stream and show the back end of stuff. Not that often. There's some out there that do it. But I wanted to do more of that. I wanted to show the process of everything I was doing, which is why I have no problem showing pretty much the back end of all the stuff I create. Now, I did hide a little bit of this stuff here because I wanted to have a few surprises for the stream. Not that there's much for surprises, but I wanted a few things that I did off stream. But for the most part, most everything I do is on stream, and I try to make sure that people are aware of where things are at and like what the numbers look like and everything like that. I like to keep it open. And thanks for stopping by, Pumpkin. But anyway, that was kind of the main thought of what I do here on the stream, and you know what I'm busy with. The projects are the things like the VTuber, like creating the rigging. That was just kind of a fun thing to learn how to do. Yeah, I saw you added that, Pumpkin. I'll add that to the official list. Terraria's already on the list, and we've already played some, but I'll take a look at what you're talking about, that seed. And then the games, we play a lot of games here. You know, in a standard day, I stream probably about 10 hours a day. It's pretty average, 9 to 10 hours a day. And about half of that is gaming. Because 4 hours will be coding, usually an hour or so is working on art or related stuff. And then usually it's going to be two sessions of gaming that add up to about 5 hours. So play a lot of games. And again, that was kind of the main idea of what would be done on the channel. Just to answer who I am, what this channel is all about. But ultimately, one of the other things to kind of touch on with the learning and projects and this stream here is that I didn't get everything done that I wanted to. Not even close. I had a large list of tasks that I gave myself for the last couple weeks, and I only got through like 40% of it. There was so much that I still wanted to do, but everything took longer than I was planning. And then some of it was just trying to get some actual break time in there, because a lot of the time I was just working on stuff. And so there were some days I was like, I just need to take like a day off from working on things. But and what I was going to say there is, with that list of stuff that's incomplete, I'll always be working on updating things. So these backgrounds will probably get added to. I will continue to add assets to them. At this point, I need to wrap them up, have them ready to go for the stream. And so that's what we have, is what we have on the screen now. There's a couple things I already want to add to the background for this, just like chatting background, but at the time I didn't add them yet. Partially because I want to get somebody's permission on something and get maybe a couple people's permissions to include something. But anyhow, yeah, there's always kind of updates, and I like to show as I'm going through, and we'll continue to see that as we change things. I also like to take a lot of suggestions of that stuff. So as people know that are part of the Discord, I have a suggestion channel in there, or just live on streams. Just give me suggestions of things, and I try to take note of them. And when I can, I get working on them when it makes sense. Anyhow, I think that answers who I am, what the channel is, and all that sort of thing. So then we get some more of the fun stuff. Let's go to a new page. A common thing that you also get with the VTuber Debut is oops, wrong. There we go. Why is it not letting me write here? here. Oh, is that there's locked on accident? There we go. Anyhow, is a list of likes and dislikes, and like games they play and all that sort of thing. So I didn't really think ahead of time what my likes and dislikes would be. I just wrote down on my list of things to go over were like likes and dislikes. What are things I like and dislike? I don't even know. Do you all know what you like and dislike off the top of your head, just like a list of things? I like my dog, Finnegan. So he is on the screen there in one fashion. In fact, I could turn on the other. He is in spot for it, and I did set it up. There you go. He'll be on screen right now while we're talking as well. I like Finnegan. That's my dog. Yeah, I'm talking about you, buddy. You know what? I also like solitude. I talk about this on streams. I'm pretty open about a lot of everything, but I don't have any friends anymore, and that's largely a choice. I do not enjoy hanging out with people and going out and socializing. I like the solitude. So I'm a pretty quiet person once I'm not streaming. I'm just hanging out with my dog and just hanging out inside my house. Pretty much as simple as that. We are your friends. Well, it's like the online thing, yes, but I don't want to be around people in person. Like there's definitely a bit of a different connection there, where if somebody is there like in your home, you have to you're stuck with them in your home. When I'm streaming, it's like, yeah, it's fun talking to you guys and everything, but at the same time, it's like, I gotta go, I'm gonna log off, and I'm gonna do something else, in which case, I can just go back to being completely quiet. I don't have to worry about, kicking somebody out of my house, or, dealing with, the social awkwardness of, yeah, you should probably get going soon, shouldn't you? You got a lot to do today, don't you? For me, it's just yeah, I gotta go do things. Sorry, Finnegan, I'm not going yet. So, anyway. So I like solitude. In terms of just hobby type stuff, I do a lot of reading. I read a lot when I'm not online. I'm not gonna change the song right now, Evan. We're stuck with this background music. Hopefully it's quiet enough that it's not too tough on everybody. I have it pretty quiet in my ears, but I'm listening to it as well. I read a lot. I mostly read fantasy. So if any of you read fantasy, I can talk to you about fantasy books. I've read some other stuff over the years, and I do enjoy some nonfiction and some other stuff that's not fantasy. Recently, I've had people online try and get me into some light novels. I have found them to be of lower quality, but I'm always up for suggestions, and maybe I'll find something new. Fanfics, I have really not read any fanfics. I've read a little bit, and maybe I should include writing as a like. So, I have wrote 3 fanfictions, in fact. Technically more if I go back way when I was younger. But in more recent years, I've written 3 fanfiction for different VTubers. I'm a fan of VTubers. That's why I wanted to turn myself into a VTuber. Maybe I should put that in the likes. I like VTubers. But there was 2 VTubers in particular who were doing streams where they wanted people to write fanfiction because they're going to pick from the fanfiction and read them on streams. I'm like, that's fun. I did some writing in the past. I enjoy writing. It's kind of a fun thing to do on occasion. So I just randomly wrote fanfiction for them. That was, it's fun to do. If you know who the VTubers are, Crony and Shiori, who are both Hololive VTubers, I wrote fanfiction for them. The third fanfiction I wrote was for a smaller VTuber, one that this is probably the one I watch the most anymore because I just don't have much time to watch stuff, so I keep up with her. Bamboo Shark. And I have asked people to check out Bamboo Shark on stream before. If anybody is into VTubers and wants a recommendation, I would definitely point you her way, as long as you're going to be friendly and not weird about it, because she's still a smaller one, so it's definitely a more intimate chat. She's bigger than me, but still a smaller VTuber. She's not one of the ones with thousands of viewers. And, I don't want to send somebody over there who's going to misbehave. But if you want to be friendly and chat and everything, yeah, definitely check her out. But I wrote a fanfiction for her because I'm in her Discord hanging out, and I joked about it one time. Then I was like, you know what? I should probably just do it. So I did that. It was a fun story. It was somewhat based off of a book I read, going back to my reading. But anyway, those are common things I'm into. What else? Oh, and also for reading manga. I read a lot of manga, but that'll come up a little later too. And I guess I should just say games. Like, that's pretty obvious. I don't know. Any other just random things I'm into? Soda. That's a bad one. That's my main vice. Minecraft. Minecraft, sure, as an individual game, but we'll talk about some individual games here soon. Soda is definitely my biggest vice. I drink way too much soda. I don't drink as much as some people, but I drink it daily, and I probably should stop drinking soda, but I just can't. I can't do it. Sometimes I cut myself back quite a bit, but I have a bunch at my house right now, so I've been drinking it, and I'm trying to get through it so I can go back to not drinking soda as much. But anyway, that's my main vice. Dislikes. Bananas. I can't spell bananas. That is bananas. Buy a soda stream machine. I've looked into those a little bit. I'd have to look into it a little bit more, but yeah, I was gonna say, I think a lot of them are sugar-free, and I do not like sugar-free. Is this gonna make me a terrible person? Babies. I don't like babies. You might be able to pick this up, but I don't have children. I do not wish to have children, and I am not a fan of babies. My sister has quite a few babies, or has had quite a few babies, and I was a terrible uncle to these children, because when they were young, she'd be like, do you want to hold them? I'm like, please, no, do not. Yeah, Finnegan, if you want to go with the fur baby route, I'm fine with that. But yeah, no thanks on real life babies. I do not like driving. I do drive pretty much daily. Actually, it is daily. I have to, because I drive Finnegan out for his walks, because we go to other neighborhoods. I don't walk him in my neighborhood, because the neighbor's dog has attacked Finnegan twice, and now Finnegan won't walk down the street. So instead, we drive to other nearby locations, and we go for walks. But anyway, so that's another thing I am not crazy about, is driving. I drive as little as possible, really. I drive him for his walks, and I'll drive to run a quick errand here and there. I try not to. Oh no, Twitch is gonna run an ad here in a minute. We'll have a little pause, a little siesta, while the ad plays shortly. What is some other stuff I dislike? You know what? This might also upset some folks, but I'm gonna put both smoking and I was gonna put drinking, but that's kind of silly. Alcohol. I have no interest in them, and I do not like them at all. So if conversation comes up around them, I'll usually not have a whole lot to say. But you are welcome to chat about them. But yeah, typically whenever people start talking about like different alcoholic drinks, I'm like, yeah, I have nothing to say about this. Like I'd be happier if alcohol was just gone entirely. But weed might be good for some people. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like the smell. I've never used it. I don't like the smell though. So, these aren't probably the most controversial things to like and dislike. Like these are pretty standard for a lot of people. Maybe not alcohol. A lot of people like alcohol, but smoking anymore, I think, is pretty well accepted as like most people are not a fan of it. What are some other things I dislike? There's probably some other foods, and it's just some other common annoyances like allergies. I have a lot of allergies. Those suck. I don't think I'm gonna write it down though. Smoking is gross. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Vaping I would include in smoking, but yeah, I can put vaping down. That's fine. Vaping I would roll into that though. I'm not a fan of any of that stuff. What else is out there that I'm not a big... Oh, you know what? Even though it's not a fear like some people have, I don't like spiders. We've had a spider incident here. All right, the ad's playing now. So those who get ads are stuck in ad land. I can pause here for a moment and wait till people tell me they're back. I'm not going to Australia. No. I almost went to Australia when I was younger. There was definitely a period of time when I was quite a bit younger where I was saving up with the thought of going. All right, says the ad's over. I'm guessing most folks are back. But I will pause here a moment and just make sure and see if anybody... Yeah, okay, you're back. What happened, as in, why did I not go to Australia? Is that what you mean? Black screen? Nothing should have went to a black screen. I'm guessing maybe you got stuck at an ad that went to a black screen, but you didn't actually truly have an ad. Because it was the same time as the ad. But yeah, the spider incident, I get giant house spiders in my house every year for like 2 weeks. This year, actually, I only saw the single one. But I saw one, it got lost in my attempt to clear the room for me to kill it, because Finnegan has aggression issues. It was a glitch on your side, Nate. I was going to say, it shouldn't have been my side. Everything looked fine on my side. I lost the spider. I spent the evening trying to find it, couldn't find it, and it got lost within my pillows and blankets. And I had a really tough time falling asleep that night. And it's still missing to this day. I haven't seen it. It never popped back up. The previous couple years, I've been killing those things like one every night or two for about 2 to 3 weeks. Like, they were that common. But this year, I've only seen the one, and it went missing. No idea where it is. But yeah, Finnegan has eaten spiders before, but I get a little nervous about the giant house spiders because they're very large. This spider was nearly the size of my palm. I don't have large hands, not the largest hands at least. And so it's not like you can't picture some. I'm not like this is breaking the illusion here, but I'm not like 6 foot something with big hands, you know. So I didn't have some like massive hands, but it's still a large spider. It moved out and started a family of its own. I told my family that Finnegan had suddenly grown 8 legs and has been walking around differently. Because I just told them that the spider replaced Finnegan. How tall am I? You'll just have to imagine for yourself. Alright, I think that's it for the likes and dislikes. I don't know of any other dislikes. I don't dislike a ton of things. Like, there's the easy things to dislike. Like, you know, I have a open and welcoming channel. I try to make sure it's a place that everybody feels welcome. And I have banned somebody for having some slightly racist sort of talk in here. And so, and I've told a couple other people to, like, don't say the thing that they said, because sometimes, I know, internationally, things may not be understood the same way. So I'm not going to list things like racism and bigotry and things like that. But, you know, they're not welcome. I just want to make sure that's understood. You have become Finnegan's new best friend. So I don't have the overlay stuff. That is one of the big things that's missing from the debut stuff, is that I don't have the overlay in place. I'm going to talk about some of those new updates here after we run through this other stuff. But for now, for the moment, Nate is Finnegan's best friend. Anyway, yeah, I don't think I have a whole lot more that's just like not the obvious things. I'm pretty easy when it comes to a lot of stuff. I don't really get angry too much. I don't feel a lot of strong emotions towards a lot of stuff. So dislikes, you know, I don't have that many that are probably super crazy big, or at least none that are coming immediately to mind. So we can cut it off at that one. But we have some other topics. All right. So besides likes and dislikes, the general ones, talk games. What games do I play? Some of you know. What kind of games do I like? Well, this maybe will help with some of the suggestions I get from chat on what to play. I typically like, I'm just going to say as a group thing, single player games. Single player. I'm just going to say single player. It doesn't have to be story heavy. I don't care about the story as much sometimes. I enjoy games with like that are very story focused, but I play a lot of stuff that's also not very deep on the story. But single player stuff that I can finish, I vastly prefer. Puzzles. I do like puzzles. That should win it in my likes. But I'll put puzzles here. Are you talking about like the jigsaw puzzles? So yeah, I do like puzzles. I'm a little picky on puzzles though. I like jigsaw puzzles. I do like games that require more deduction or logical thought. I am not crazy about puzzle games that are like the Tetris variety. So I don't care as much about stuff that's like fitting shapes into spots and stuff like that. Falling block games. None of those really appeal to me. Bejeweled has never been like a big one for me. You know, stuff like that. I prefer things like The Witness, and Animal Well was amazing this year for puzzles. Fez is a great one. Oh yeah, you're talking jigsaw puzzles. But I do like jigsaw puzzles. Metroidvanias, yeah, I'll put Metroidvania down here. I'll talk about some specific games too, some favorites, but Metroidvanias is definitely like a favorite genre I play a lot of. But yeah, puzzles, Metroidvanias. What I really like, and this hasn't come up on stream really because it's really just due to releases, but I do enjoy the like cinematic AAA games. And if you don't really know what I'm talking about, if you're not as deep into like some of the gaming space, that's like The Last of Us, Last of Us 2, God of War. Sony puts out a lot of great ones. I wouldn't put Far Cry as like a favorite, Nate. I played through them purely just because I wanted to get through the Far Cry series, but I wouldn't like consider them some favorite set of games. But cinematic AAA, I'm a sucker for them. I enjoy a lot of those. Now, in terms of series, when it comes to those big budget ones, and I will stick with Ubisoft here, would be Assassin's Creed. I do love Assassin's Creed. I haven't played them on stream because I've caught up on the entire series, so I haven't had any need to play them on stream, but the new one comes out later this year, so I will be playing that. I did play Helldivers 2. I wasn't that crazy about it. I liked Helldivers 1 more, surprisingly. But Assassin's Creed is definitely a favorite series. Hollow Knight is definitely a favorite in the Metroidvanias. I'll put down the specific game here. Hollow Knight. Did recently get the 112% and completed it. So that was a great one. I also really like the Ori games. I guess since I talked about the other ones, I could just write out more games here. So The Witness, I could pretty much fill this entire page up with games I like. That would be no problem. I've been playing games since I was a wee little stick, when I was purely a single stick without limbs or a head. And I have been playing for a long time. So I have a lot of favorites. Witness, what was I going to say? Fez, Animal Well. Are we still fitting on the screen? Yeah, I've got a couple more lines. What are some other games? So one series that I love that is not around anymore, that I will always talk favorably about if it comes up, the SSX series. Anybody else play SSX? Those are some great games. I grew up playing them. Well, I more or less grew up. I was already a bit older when the first one came out, but they are a great series. They came out on the PS2, and the last one was on the Xbox 360. I always wish that they still came out, that they were still making them, but they have not, sadly. The last one came out in 2012, I believe. Music rhythm games. I haven't played any on stream, partially just because streaming music rhythm games is a bit of a risky thing just due to licensed music and all that. But I grew up playing Amplitude. I don't expect everybody to know Amplitude, but it's great. PS2 game. Rock Band. I'm having a tough time sticking to the lines. I should have made the lines a little thicker, a little farther apart. Guitar Hero. At a game. Melatonin's already on the list, isn't it? I think it is. I was kind of annoyed with Melatonin. I want to go back and finish it, but it felt like the timing, I could never get the timing calibrated right. And so there's a lot of like, sometimes it felt right on, but then I'd go to another one and it'd be like, no, this doesn't feel right at all anymore. Needs a refund of the 1 point. Yeah, we'll see about that. What was some other ones? So my favorite music rhythm game, I didn't actually write it down yet because I was just writing down the earlier ones. DJ Max is great. If you like music and rhythm games, DJ Max. Oh, and I'm going to actually put DJ Hero. Anybody remember DJ Hero back on the Xbox 360? I played a lot of music rhythm games. I played a lot of other ones too, but these are just kind of the main ones that I enjoyed a lot. Well, you better save up those points, Catboy. There's a lot of things to spend points on. You remember it was a thing? At the time, I don't know where I'd be on the leaderboards now. Back when I was playing DJ Hero 2, was it 2? Yeah, DJ Hero 2. I was in the top 100 on the leaderboards in a bunch of the songs. I'm one of the best DJ Hero players out there. Not the best, but one of the best. I think I've briefly played a Dance of Fire and Ice, but I don't remember. I know I've watched people play it. I just can't remember if I actually played it myself. Some other games that I enjoyed. One of my favorite games ever. If anybody asks what my favorite game of all time is, it's not uncommon that I'll just say Final Fantasy VI. It's kind of like the nostalgia pick, and I'm not big on nostalgia, but Final Fantasy VI will always remain in my brain. Used to play a PS2 game called B-Boy. Yeah, I know that game. I owned it. I don't think I ever played my copy. And Osu, or Os. I've never played Os, but I played Uenden, or Elite Beat Agents, which is essentially the same thing before Os came around. The other RPG I was big on. So I was huge on RPGs back in the Super Nintendo and the Super Nintendo and PS1 period. PS2 as well, I'd say. I played a lot of RPGs, and I loved Chrono Cross, not Chrono Trigger. I think Chrono Trigger is not great. And this is going to hurt the one or two people listening who might be old enough to have actually played Chrono Trigger. Most everybody else, I think, is too young and would never have played Chrono Trigger. But those who played it generally love it. I do not. Chrono Cross, I think, is the superior game. What other favorite games? Now, I do keep a yearly list. I don't have it in front of me. I can pull it up. I usually keep a yearly list of my top games every year, and I guess I could look at some of those as well to get some ideas of things I've really enjoyed. Oh, I didn't mention it. When I was talking about cinematic AAA games, Horizon. The Horizon games I love. I think those are great. The Yakuza or Like a Dragon series. I've played the entire series. I love them. Will it fit? Barely. It went too low. Yeah, I was just glancing over too, because I was like, wait a second, I just went to a new row. Hold on here. Let me get down a bit. I told you I could fill a page on games I play. There you go. What are some other stuff? Oh, you know what? Prey. Prey's a great game. Somebody asked for me to play it on stream at some point. I was like, unfortunately, I played it all. The Ys series. I imagine most people do not know the Ys series, which is YS, but pronounced Ys. I'm looking through the games I've played. Hitman series, especially the newer trilogy. I'll note that, because these have come up recently. These are all games that I've really enjoyed in recent years. You know what? I'm going to include Hades on the list, just because I haven't included any roguelite game. And Hades is fantastic. And you know, one last one, or two last ones maybe. I was going to put... what was it? I just had it in my mind. Hold on. Let's go back. Where's my mouse? Oh, yeah. Resident Evil series. I really like the Resident Evil series. And this goes against what some of you who know me already, and I imagine it's everybody listening, know that I don't really care for horror games. But mainly because I just think they're bad, not because they're scary. I think a lot of them are really bad. But survival horror games, I do have a lot of fun with. And Resident Evil, I think, is a great series. I always enjoy them. And then the last one is going to include, haven't really put a lot of indie games. I play a ton of indie games, but I haven't noted any here, really. Or not many. But Celeste. I love Celeste. I have played a little bit of Celeste on stream. And I've already completed it. It was more of a replay sort of thing of just seeing if I could go through and go for like 100%. But anyway, those are just some of the games. I enjoy a ton of games every year. I play a lot. And again, if you've been watching for any length of time, you already know that I play a lot of different games and enjoy a lot of them. Vault Hunters. Oh yeah, I should put Minecraft on here. I have enjoyed Minecraft. I'll add it to the list. And if I'm going to include Minecraft, I should probably include my most played game of all time, World of Warcraft. And I have threatened that I'll start streaming some World of Warcraft, but I have not done so yet. But yeah, that'd be another favorite. I have put thousands and thousands of hours into World of Warcraft. I don't know how many hours. I'd have to look into it again. At one point, I know when I checked my characters, I had like 220 days played, but I think that was not current. I think that was an old number, like prior to some of the expansions when I had added up my characters. I have a ton of time in World of Warcraft. But anyway, oops. Zoom in. Oh no, I moved it all around. There we go. That's probably pretty good for a list. I don't know, unless anybody else had any other questions about gaming or anything like that. But those are some of my favorites. Overall, I just enjoy a lot of stuff. I guess what I should say is games I don't like. Maybe I should note this. Games I don't typically, I'll say typically, because there is a chance I could be wrong. Like competitive multiplayer. I'm going to take the size of this pen down. It's a little too thick for the writing. Roblox. Okay, yeah, let's add Roblox. Roblox. I was going to put Five Nights at Freddy's, but I'll just put horror games. Hey there, Seeb. We're just going over the games, a lot of the stuff that I've liked and disliked, just to kind of give people an idea. We've been kind of going over likes and dislikes in general of stuff, but I was just going to try and finish it up with things that I don't generally like. But yeah, competitive multiplayer, Roblox, horror games, meme games. How about that? I don't typically care for a lot of those. Stuff that's just there because it's funny that it was made and put on Steam or whatever. I like Far Cry. Yeah, I didn't put it on my list of favorites because I wouldn't say Far Cry is a favorite for me, but I do enjoy them. That's partially why I wanted to finish playing through the series and catching up on it this year. But anyway, that's largely it. Oh, and actually the main thing, the reason I wrote this games I don't typically like, the other main one was sports. I don't really care for sports games. Thankfully, nobody's really asked me to play any sports games. I think it's probably pretty rare for somebody who's... I doubt somebody would come into my channel that's like some huge sports game fan. Is it like, why would they come to my channel? I like FPS. Not competitive. I don't care for the competitive stuff as much. You're not going to find me just deciding like, I'm going to play Overwatch or Valorant today. Like, that's not my thing. But I enjoy an actual just like FPS run through a story game. I've played Doom and Doom Eternal, and I played, what was it, Ultra Kill on stream. Probably been a few other FPSs that I've played. Maybe not too many. I guess I just don't play a ton of them these days. But I do check out some. Apex, I really have no interest in. Yeah, anything competitive like that just is not really for me. Sorry, it's just how it is. I'm gonna make a quick edit real fast of something. This is really good to do during, if we want to pretend and call this a proper debut stream. But now that I have the little chat box up there in the corner that I set for this particular screen, I'm going to get rid of the timing so it stops removing the messages. Since this is just a chat screen, it's probably going to clear chat. Yeah, but any future messages will now stay until they get pushed off the top. Anyway, I want to fix that real quick. Okay. Rocket League, yeah, also not exactly something I'm going to probably play on my own. It was fun to play as a group when we know everybody on both sides, when we had enough people. That's fine. I can have fun with that, but again, it's not something I'm going to actively pull up and play on my own. Anytime I play something on my own, it's generally going to be a single-player game. So, okay. This page can be done. We got a few other topics here. They might not go as long as the where's my mouse? There it is. It's not going to go as long as the gaming one because I play games more than anything else. But the Call of Duty branch? Are you just meaning playing Call of Duty games? I'm not sure what you mean by the branch Call of Duty. I enjoy the Call of Duty campaigns. When they hit Game Pass, I will probably play quite a few Call of Duty games on stream as I play through the campaigns. I just don't care to do the multiplayer. If we had a group of us that wanted to do zombies, I'd probably be up for that. That'd be fun. Because I don't mind co-op. Co-op is fun, and that's why I do the co-op every Saturday. But okay, music. I was going to do music real quick. I don't have a lot to say about music. We've talked about this on streams already, but for anybody who's newer and may not know me as well or hasn't been around for the discussion, one thing I'll talk about is I'm not a very audio person. I don't pay attention to the audio stuff as much in games or in life. And so I don't really pay much attention to music overall. But I do have some favorite bands and stuff that I listen to. It was asked the other day, what do I listen to when I listen to music? Musicals. Number one thing I listen to is musicals, more than anything else. Most people are really into music and the audio stuff. I am not. It's just how my brain works. I do not remember lyrics. I don't remember the sounds of things that well. I really struggle with anything that's like musically related, maybe is a way to say it. I like Earth, Wind, and Fire. I wouldn't say I'm going to put them down as like a favorite because I don't listen to them that much, but I'm cool with them. I like a lot of older music for sure. And maybe I should just put that. I like older music. If you come in when I'm playing music, it is not uncommon that it's from like 60s, 70s, 80s, sometimes 90s. Not really 2000s, maybe a little bit of 2000s I'll put on occasionally, but anything newer than that I generally don't know that well, other than some of my random favorites that I have. I do remember the 21st Night of September. Nobody else will probably know what I'm referencing here, the specific game, but that's a fun thing to bring up after having me talking about Elite Beat Agents earlier. If anybody played Elite Beat Agents on Nintendo DS, you would know the song September is a notable one in that game. It is a weirdly sad moment in that game. But let's talk about some favorite bands. So, you missed the DS. I kind of do, I guess, a little bit. I have listened to a ton of, probably my number one band, and I don't listen to them that often, especially not on stream anymore, but Bare Naked Ladies is probably my most listened to band of all time. Most likely. But why are you yelling Finnegan, Bubble? But anyhow, so Bare Naked Ladies probably most listened to. Currently, I listen to a lot of Kishibashi. Again, I don't expect anybody to know who that is, but if you like calm, nice music. Ishibashi's a good one. I also enjoy a lot of Atarashi Gakko. Do they spell with the U at the end? I can't remember if they put the U at the end or if they do the over the line over the O. We'll just go with that. I don't remember how they spell it. When your mom was a kid, her dad said she was taking her brother to see the Bare Naked Ladies. Thought it was a strip club. Yeah, there is some awkwardness with the name of Bare Naked Ladies, but I've definitely been a big fan of their music for years. I do listen to, and I wouldn't say it's exactly my favorite stuff, but this might surprise you. I listen to a lot of VTuber music. I've played quite a bit of it on stream when I've been doing stuff. It's a mix. there's some good stuff, there's some bad stuff. Sometimes I listen to it more just to show support for the VTubers I like and just make sure that I'm listening to their stuff. But at the same time, I do enjoy most of it that I listen to. But otherwise, yeah, I don't know. I don't have a bunch of them. Yeah, Finnegan's Head is not working. So I tried to get the Finnegan Head redeem to work on the VTuber model. I couldn't get it to work right away, and it was taking a lot of effort, and so I need to spend more time on that. I might get that working today after the stream, in fact. The hairstyles? No, none of the things can trigger right now. I did quite a few things trying to make that stuff work, and none of it was working the way that it was saying, and I spent a good amount of time on it. So I finally was just like, you know what? It's not going to be ready for the debut stream. It'll come in the days after. They're all in place. I couldn't get it to trigger. I couldn't get it to properly work right. The main issue seems to be that the bot has a tough time with me using the number pad for the commands, and it wants to use, the commands that require the use of the numpad, how I have it set up. But instead, it's acting like I'm hitting the numbers above the keyboard instead of the number pad. It doesn't make a distinction, and it should. So I have to change it up. I have to figure out some other way to make it work. But anyway, we'll come back to that another time. There's not a whole lot else otherwise. It's pretty random what I'll be into, but mostly it's going to be a lot of older stuff, and then those are kind of some favorite bands, just a few. Actually, Polka Dot Jellyfish is another band I listen to sometimes. It's a weird O. Polka Dot Jellyfish. I've listened to them a fair amount in the last few years. I guess Caravan Palace I'll put on if I don't want anything that has a lot of singing going on and I just want to zone out. I guess they do have singing, but theirs is much more of a zone out music for me. I just don't listen to that much music. Like I said, kind of an easy one. Wonder who this Will fellow is. Yeah, who is Will? But anyway, that's music. I didn't really have a whole lot to say about music. I could actually just share this page with everybody's other favorite topic, anime. Some of you like anime. I don't watch anime anymore, but I do have my list of anime in front of me of everything that I've watched. So I took a list of it. And I figured I would write out some of my old favorites. I stopped watching anime. I'm not gonna list the music dislikes. It's too broad. There's genres I dislike. I could just list them out loud, but I'm not gonna write them down. Genres wise, it's like polka. I don't know why polka came to my mind. Polka's fine. Punk is what I was gonna say. I do not like punk. I don't like heavy metal or really any sort of metal. Generally, I'm not really into. But punk and metal definitely are like up there, and those are definitely popular with a lot of people who like to suggest music. I'm pretty easy when it comes to a lot of the other stuff. Like I'm cool with most of the common hits. Current rap I'm not into. I like old rap. The stuff that people are really into with rap and hip hop these days, I think is largely really bad. Kendrick Lamar. He's super popular. I think he's terrible. I don't get it. I don't know why everybody loves him. Drake was crazy huge. I thought Drake, nothing good came from him. I don't know why people enjoyed him. But give me some like 90s hip hop. Oh, I'm totally into that. And I'll always listen to some Busta Rhymes. I don't know what wop 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 means. Is that from a song? Anyhow, I'm pretty easy with a lot of other music, though. Oh, it's a Kendrick Lamar song lyric? Okay, yeah, I have no idea. I'm not going to be able to recognize any reference to any song lyrics. I don't know if I have a number one favorite anime. If I had to probably name one, and I'm not going to name movies. I guess I could name movies separately for it, but it would be FLCL, or Fooly Cooly. I love FLCL. Always have. I've watched it a bunch. If you haven't seen FLCL, maybe give it a shot. Apparently only the first one's good. They came out with the second and third season years and years later. I haven't seen them. First season or first OVA, whatever you want to call it. I loved it. Another favorite is Beck, also known as Mongolian Chop Squad. Anybody know what that one is? That's a good one. I do like slice of life stuff a lot, and like more realistic and down to earth type shows. And Mongolian Chop Squad and Beck fits that. You thought it was short for something? Oh, the wop 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 wop. I was hoping it wasn't. I hope people should know that whatever they're typing hopefully isn't short for some terrible thing, but I don't know. Some people say weird things in chat, and I have to be careful with what you guys are all saying. Are you talking about Beck? Oh, FLCL? Fooly Cooly? It's not an abbreviation, but it does represent something. And I'm not going to say more because you need to watch it if you want to know. But maybe... I was going to say maybe don't watch it with family. Technically, it's okay to watch with family, but it certainly has a lot of allusions to things. But anyway. On my list here, Monster. Monster's a more popular one. I'm guessing some of you know Monster or have seen Monster. That's a great one. I thought the end gets a little silly. Just a little. But I enjoyed the overall anime. It's a long one, too. Monster is, what, like 72 episodes? Something like that? 78 episodes? Or was it shorter? It might have been 50-something. It was still on the long side back when I watched anime prior to the 2010s. Most every anime was like 13 to 26 episodes. If it went longer than that, then it was kind of a unique case. Let's go with... I'm just trying to think of order-wise what I want to list. Not that I'm really putting these in like numbered order, but kind of in a somewhat favored order. Nodame and Tabale. I'm gonna guess this is another one that nobody else has seen. But that's a fun one. It's a cute kind of romantic comedy one that takes place in a music school. There's several seasons. I've seen all of them. Worth watching. One that we've talked about on stream before. I don't know if anybody here currently has seen it, but some people in the past have been on stream and talked to me about it, was Ouran High School Host Club. Or, yeah, Ouran High School Host Club. I was thinking I had the wrong word in there. That's one of my most watched. I've probably watched that like 3 times through. I think it was one of those like comfort shows. It was just a good time. Samurai Champloo as well. I am going to be the one that is going to buck the popular thing here. I like Samurai Champloo from the same creator as Cowboy Bebop. Much more than Cowboy Bebop. Oh, was it you, JT? Were you the one that I talked to about Ouran High School Host Club? I do not know. I see isekai. I've never watched really any isekai. Also, anything that's current, I won't know, unfortunately. So, I am not sure what that title is. But, Your Lie in April. I could list that. I really liked Your Lie in April. That's one of the newest ones I've seen. Bochi is the newest anime I've seen. I like it. I like Bochi, all right. I'm not gonna put it down. But Your Lie in April was one that I randomly watched. I don't remember why I decided to get Crunchyroll and watch that one anime, but it was a good one. I know some people really don't like it due to feeling like it's too expected, I think, for where things go, but I still enjoyed it. Yeah, I thought it was good. One of the very first anime I ever watched, and I still consider it a favorite, is Haibane. Is it Renmei? Yeah, Renmei. Haibane Renmei. Kind of a sad one. That was one of the very first anime I ever watched, and it really stuck with me. Just looking over my list to see if there's anything else I want to note. I think 2 more I'm going to take note of here. I will always tell everybody to watch Black Lagoon. I love Black Lagoon. Angel Beats is your second anime, and it stuck with you? I've heard talk of Angel Beats. I've never actually watched it. I'm aware that it's a notable one. The final one I was going to mention... Oh, gosh. I keep looking at this, and I'm like, nah, there's more. Okay, 2 more. I'm not going to write the whole title. Haruhi. I loved Haruhi. First season. Second season, I think it's gotten some fans in later years. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. I really, really liked the first season. I thought the way they handled it and just the story of it and kind of the weird way that the flow of it just worked out really well. But the second season is a rough watch, mainly because if you ask me, it's boring. Not rough because of the content, it's just because it's, well, you can argue that. I just mean that it's not rough in that it's like super violent or anything like that. It's just, they made a choice, and I don't think it worked. And then I think this is the final one. Full Metal Panic. I like Full Metal Panic. I liked it way more than I thought I would. But there's several seasons I've not seen. They put out a newer season in, I think, the last, 5 years or something. I didn't even know it existed until recently. I haven't seen that, but I like the early seasons. I've always been a fan of Full Metal Panic. I keep looking at this list there's other ones I really liked. Moribito, I really liked a lot. What else on here was I big into? Razifon, or however you pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce that one. Anybody ever watch Razifon? That was another one. Eureka 7, or because I watched it in Japanese, I will always think of it as Eureka 7. I really liked Eureka 7 a lot, too. I'm not going to write them down, but ones I did not like, I could take note of a couple of those, because those are always fun to talk about, which ones I did not enjoy. Oh, another one I really liked I didn't write down was Golden Boy. You like, if you don't mind some little bit of lewd in your anime, Golden Boy is a great time. That's such a fun one. But I hated Berserk the anime. That's another one that gets people all upset because it's so popular. But I did not like the anime at all. Partially, I liked all of it until the end. And I hated the end so much, it ruined the whole thing. No, I'm good, Gizmo. I don't think I'm searching for that any more anime. If I was gonna watch more anime, I'd watch something that's notably good, that is stand out and getting a lot of attention or something. Other stuff I didn't like: Serial Experiment Lane, another popular one. Just not for me. From the same person, I think. No, it's not from the same person. I don't remember. But from Satoshi Kon, who's very popular. Paranoia Agent. Hated it. Very popular. Couldn't stand it. Again, I'm not going to write these down. I'm just saying them out loud. One of my least favorite anime I ever watched was just a random one I watched called Loveless. I'm assuming nobody here has seen Loveless, but that has always been on my list as like my least favorite anime. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything else on this list that's jumping out at me. You're a weeb, never seen it? Are you talking about Loveless? It's a random, like, no-name one that I would not expect anybody else to have seen. I just happened to watch it back years and years ago, whenever it was that I watched it. And I sat through the whole thing. I think the concept sounded neat, but then the actual show, I remember just like, this is so bad. But anyway. All right, that's anime. How long have we read? Hour? This is going longer than I was expecting, but also I think I didn't plan on just like listing a bunch of stuff out and chatting about them, but it's filling the time. Doing all right. I don't know. You all might be bored, but I'm just going. Nobody's saying anything about it other than suggesting some titles here and there. So I'm guessing you guys are doing all right. All right. I only had, and maybe I won't go deep into this one. I only had one last section left anyway, which could be a really long one, but I didn't put a list together ahead of time, so I don't know how deep I want to get onto it. I don't watch anime anymore, but I do read manga, and I read a lot of manga. Should binge watch Fairy Tail? I'm not that interested. I would read it before I watch it. I don't watch anime anymore, so if anything, I read stuff, but unlikely that I would ever watch. But manga, I don't know what I want to list here. Only 200 episodes? No thanks. That's the other thing, is I don't really get into any anime that's one of those that goes on forever. There's so much manga that I've read and enjoyed, it's hard for me to like straight up just remember off the top of my head what would be my favorites. I could pull up the list of what I've read, but also just too much. Give me a second. Let me pull up the list and see if I can get myself at least a bit of an idea here. I meant to have it up ahead of time and I forgot. I've almost got it. Surely I'll watch all of One Piece? No thank you. I also will not read One Piece. I really do not want to do anything with One Piece. Who knows? Maybe I'll get real bored. You know what? I'll give you this. If I win the lottery, or if I become a career streamer that's making so much that I only have to stream like 3 to 5 hours a day or something like that, and I have so much more free time, who knows? Maybe then I could be persuaded to go through One Piece. All right, anyway, I got the list in front of me here. No, I don't. I thought I... Hold on. Ah! There we go. Got the list in front of me. All right, let me see. What would I list as favorites that I've read? I know one that comes straight to my mind. And this is, I'm guessing when it comes to manga, there's going to be a lot less that people are going to be as familiar with, because there's just, to me, it feels like there's way, way more to talk about there. Let me make sure I got the spelling right. I think I have got it here. I always forget if there's a letter I'm forgetting. This is not one that I expect anybody else to know, but I would recommend that you to read it, is Bonoji. One Piece you'll binge watch if you get me enough weed for the 4 months. No thanks. You can handle that on your own. But Bonoji, I will always push on anybody who is fine with slice of life stuff. It is like such a comfort read for me. It is just about a fella in his 20-somethings. I don't remember how old he is. Works from home. His brother is apparently some eccentric fellow who is always sending him boxes of random stuff that he comes across in his travels. And he has a new female neighbor who becomes a friend of his. And it's pretty much each chapter is them receiving a new box of stuff and just kind of enjoying whatever random stuff that arrives and just the relationship they build. Just a simple manga, but man, I love reading it. I've read it several times now, and I'll probably read it again just whenever I'm in the mood for something new. The other thing is I only mostly know these from their Japanese titles, so I guess I could write both. But I'm a big fan of the mangaka. Oh god, I'm scrolling around. Oh no, I ruined everything. Hold on, let me refill the size of the page there. Second. No, don't write. Move the page. Uh-huh. Are you zoomed right now? Yeah, now you are. Okay. Good enough. I was going to get the mangaka's name, but I had the mouse in the wrong spot. Yoshikawa Miki. I was going to say Mika. Yoshikawa Miki, who did Yankee-kun. Again, I'm going to give the Japanese name because this is how I've always thought of it, but I can look up and give you the English translated name they used for the US release or whatever. Magane-chan. Which had a really weird English name of Blunk Punk Rumble. If anybody knows that. That's another one that's like comfort reads for me. You might notice that I do like myself a lot of romantic comedies. There's a website where you can see how popular each season of shows have been and their episodes. One Piece looks like an absolute mess. Thousands of episodes, one season, most rated all over the place. Posted an image of it in Discord. Man, I probably should have put together a list ahead of time because I've read so many that I don't even know what to mention. You know what? What's the popular one that... God, what is the title here? At this point, I'm getting real loose here with what we're covering. You know what? This is the one I was thinking of, but Horimiya. I liked Horimiya a lot. That's a great one. Kaguya-sama is what I was thinking of. Or Love Means War, I think is the US release. Kaguya-sama. I like that one a lot. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go over more of this list. Maybe I'll put together a better list, or we can have a stream dedicated to talking manga or something if people really want to talk manga at some point. I've just read so many that it's hard for me to really like pick out what I would say are my favorites. Oh, you know what? Here's one that I just saw on the list. Beastars. I was amazed how much I liked Beastars. And I would strongly recommend that to anybody who wants a more mature story and doesn't mind that it's all about animals. Like, I know a lot of people joke about it being like a furry manga, but it is fantastic. Just the story it tells and the characters and everything. But anyway, all good, Gizmo. But yeah, that's largely it. When I talked about that, I had things to go over like this. This is really mainly it. My list is complete at this point in terms of like the types of stuff you usually see people go over when they're doing like the debut type things. It's usually, you know, what games, what music, what manga, things like that they like. I've never had a graphic ready for like what my schedule is, but I can talk about my schedule. Again, this is for anybody, well, either new or just isn't aware, hasn't really paid that much attention. Monday through Friday, this is going to be kind of loosely written. I do typically, you know, not today, but 3 streams. First stream is coding. I code for 4 hours in the mornings. Right now I'm learning Python. Before I learned some JavaScript. Before that I did some HTML and CSS, and I'll probably eventually pick another language at some point and learn those. Also, there is a Twitch redeem to do an 8-hour coding stream. I know one person plans on redeeming that soon. And during that, when you redeem the 8-hour coding stream, it'll take over one of my Monday through Friday days and make me do coding for 8 hours, but you can also decide what I do during that time. If you want me to pick up a new language and try and learn a new language within 8 hours, or however far I can make in 8 hours, go for it. If you want me to work on a project, which I've never really done much of my own personal projects, We'll see how that goes. Odds are half the time will be me figuring out how to even do a project on my own. But yeah, so the coding time can be pretty interesting in terms of where we go with it. But usually it's pretty cozy. Just listen to some music and code and hang out with chat. Second stream is art and community gaming. Now, there is going to be a change here. I've talked about it with some of you ahead of time. With community gaming, I have a large list of games that I take note of anytime somebody suggests a game that they want me to play, and that list keeps growing. That's what I pick from to play for community gaming. Or people can pick a game that they want me to play right at that moment. There's going to be two big changes with this. For those who've been around for a while, this is going to be a bit of a change. If you're new, then you won't really be aware of how it worked before. Well, I can talk about that. The way it worked before is people would just in chat say a game, I would switch to it, and I would try to play at least an hour of it before I would be willing to then swap to something else if somebody else wanted a different game. Kind of depends on the game. Sometimes some games didn't really offer an hour's worth of content, or I just hated a game so much that I'd be like, yeah, I'm ready to swap. I'm going to play something else. But typically, I try to give a fair shake. I'd try and give at least an hour to whatever there was. And then I would swap to whatever else. There's the two big differences that are going to happen here, starting this week. A person can only get a game picked once a week. So if you want me to play a game, you're going to have to really decide that it's the game that you want that week, because once I play your game, I'm going to put you on a list, and I'm not going to play another game from you for that week. The list will get cleared every week, just every Monday. It's not going to be like a week from the time that you got approved. So if you get a game picked on Friday, next Monday you can get a game picked as well. It just helps because some people were really dominating what got played. So I want to make sure that everybody gets a fair chance on picking something. The other thing, and I'm just going to say that's the main thing. I might have one more thing that I'll roll out starting tomorrow, but that's the main thing, is that everybody can have one game picked a week. If there's nobody around to pick another game, that's where the big list of games comes from. And you could always add more games to it. Just tell me to add more games to the list, but I'll just always pick games from that list during the community gaming time. So I'm always playing a chat recommended game, if nothing else. The third stream, which is in the evening, is gaming my choice. Through the rest of the year, it's probably going to mostly be 2024 games, just for those who like to pop in for those late night streams. Expect me to start working on games that I'll release this year, as I'm trying to get through more of the games so I can have a better idea for my end of the year list, because I like to put together a top game of the year list. And usually the last 3 or 4 months, I start focusing down on games that released that year. So anyway, that's my Monday through Friday. Saturday, I have a co-op gaming stream. One of the co-op people is still around, I think. Enzyme, you still in chat? Enzyme in chat is that brown fella, but he goes by Enzyme in other spaces, and that's what I was told to call him. So, Enzyme and another person, Val, you'll catch them with me playing co-op games. Sometimes we have a fourth person. Sometimes we have a spot open for people in chat as well, but typically we have people who are from a separate Discord server that we coordinate the co-op stuff with. So you'll see us play co-op for 4+ hours every Saturday. Right now we're playing Monster Hunter World, prepping for Iceborne. We're almost into Iceborne content. And then nights, then there's also nightly gaming. Sunday. Oh, I should have noted. Wednesday is also, I'll put it down here. Sunday, I'll just put gaming, afternoon, and night. That's pretty much my schedule. I do a lot of streaming. Yeah, Monster Hunter Worlds is next year. A lot of people are expecting it early next year, so probably somewhere like February or March, but it's not announced yet when in 2025, just that it's 2025. We will probably play it. I think odds are pretty decent that the co-op group is already looking at doing that game as one of our co-op games next year. just because we're enjoying Monster Hunter Worlds and Iceborne. And we're going to go to Monster Hunter Rise eventually as well. I don't know when exactly, but expect us to do so. But I'm going to note down here, Wednesday and Sunday, Minecraft. So we have community Minecraft servers. If you're in the community long enough, doesn't take that long. I usually kind of look for about 2 weeks minimum. As long as you've been in the community, you haven't caused any problems, I can trust you there. You've been regular enough and chatting here and there, so people somewhat know you, including me and just anybody else in chat. Then you could get invited. You can join the... sorry. Just went too low. Just for the Minecraft. I was going to make this larger so I didn't have to worry about scrolling up and down, but I ultimately just squeezed it in under my head, so I kept it to that space. But anyway, we got Minecraft on Wednesdays and Sundays. We have a Bedrock server that I do need to return to work on some stuff there, but we have a Bedrock server where we beat the Ender Dragon. We have some farms. We have, I don't know, how many people are kind of off and on regularly playing there? Like 6 or something like that? So there's been more than that that's been on the server, but I think it's roughly like 5 or 6 that kind of are fairly regular. So we have that on the Bedrock server, and then we have a Java server that currently has the Vault Hunters mod pack. We do have the opportunity for another server for another mod pack in the future, but we haven't swapped over to that just yet. I think Vault Hunters is keeping us busy enough for those of us who are into it. You're just on the Bedrock server, McGlynn? Yeah, McGlynn's pretty regular there. I do want to return to it because I did say that I would spend some time on it still. It's just my priority is going to be the modded server since that's all new content for me. But I will be back on the Bedrock server as well. I think, JT, you've hopped into the Bedrock server somewhat recently, didn't you? I thought you did something on there. I know some people go on there still. But anyway, kind of my schedule, though. You were on today, too, Steve? Okay, yeah, so some people are still getting in there. Cool. I know Bubble was going to get in. I don't know if Bubble actually figured it out. Then your internet died. Oh. That's kind of it. That's my schedule. There is commonly during these debuts like a whole section for credits as well. It's all me. I created everything, pretty much. Music is from Dova Syndrome, this background music. And I'll probably continue to use Dova Syndrome stuff for occasional background music style stuff when it's needed. Other than that, the Twitch panels are credited on Twitch, but otherwise I think everything else is created by me for the most part. And that's how I generally like it. I want to make most of my stuff created by me. I don't mind if people want to make stuff for me or whatever, but the problem is I feel guilty if somebody decides they want to make stuff for me because I'm not going to commission it right now. Maybe if I started making money, I might, but right now I'm not going to. I make just enough to cover the cost of the Minecraft server, essentially. So anyway, and I don't expect to make money from this. Don't feel like you need to pay me money for things, but I generally am just going to make all my own stuff, and it might be somewhat low quality, but that's fine. I'll keep learning. Things will improve. But anyway, that's kind of the debut stuff. I don't know. I don't know what else to do for this. I kind of went through my material. I don't have anything else on stream. Like I said, don't expect a whole lot. I had the startup screen, and I have this chat screen that I drew, and you'll be surprised how long it took me to create this chat screen. Hey, Hey there, Lord. How you doing? I was going to try and say your whole name, but I never know if I'm saying it right. I'm just going to stick with Lord. I don't think I had any other pages here to go over. We start just doodling. Oh, you know what? There was the topic of fanfiction previously. I forgot to mention at the time that I have actually done fanfiction on stream. That was a thing that happened. Sebe, I think you were around when I wrote that, weren't you? Potentially. I don't actually know. I was thinking you were around in the stream when I wrote the fan fiction previously. It's 12:30 a.m. or 0:30 a.m. You just woke up? You might not have been. Might have been somebody else. I thought you were around. It was around the period when you were definitely in the streams a lot. So I thought maybe you were there. Got a little nub of a tail. You like my Finnegan drawing? But anyway, I have done some fanfiction on stream. Oh, ad break. Some people are seeing an ad. Not all, but some will be. Anyhow, I don't know. Is there any other questions? Any other discussion points? Oh, you know what? You know what I didn't do? I even set it up to do this. Yeah, you got the pre-roll ad, Lord, when you came in, and then you just happened to be here right when the hourly ad was coming. So you got back-to-back ads. Just bad timing. Though, now that I think about it, I don't think I added the mic. Give me a second. Oh, it might not show the audio mixer. I set up. It's probably going to go silent. There's definitely going to be no background music. Give me a second. We're going to do this, and I might not have a mic first. Ah, there we go. I couldn't get the mic to come up. I don't have a good explanation. Is it there now? Oh, now it's there. Okay. Yeah, so we've got this here. Yeah, hold on here. Hold on. I was going to do... This is always... that's not what I want. This is always the VTuber thing, and I thought I would do it here. Let's go with that. Oh no, it's on screen. Is the reveal. If you've ever watched a VTuber, it's like, you gotta reveal your whole model. You haven't seen the whole model yet. Oh, you kind of did. Hold on, I'm making it bigger. Off screen, but it keeps showing little tootsies. All right. I'm giving you the feet reveal for free. I bet you perverts are loving it. Not everybody did, Sebe. Come on now. But look at those feet. Do you like them? You like the toes? All right, let's keep going. All right. Don't focus too much on the waist. I'll get embarrassed. I'm really shy. All right, what else do we got here? Oh, I bet those armpit lovers are enjoying this one right there. All right, and then oh, I went too fast. Sorry, you saw too much of my face. Here's the hands. You like the little hands wiggling back and forth? I actually really do like the hand wiggle. Just to let you know, that is a favorite part of mine. There you go. That's the full model. Do you like it? That's a fetish too. You're not familiar with people that have a foot fetish? But there you go. That is the full model. Unfortunately, okay, I can't do it through channel points, but I can trigger the toggles. So those who have not seen the toggles, let's go through them real quick. Why not? So we've got, when I'm playing a game, we've got the controller toggle. This will be a channel points toggle. It is just not working yet. Oh, armpits? Yeah, armpits is 100% a fetish, yes. This was asked for by Pillow a while back, though not specifically to have me hold it. But the request was, am I going to keep my little stickman figure that I've been using in the corner anyway? And at the time, I said, well, no, there's no reason for me to use it for anything. But I can have me hold it. So there you go. That'll be a toggle. This is my favorite one. I hope you all like it. That's a good one. This is a JT request, was to have nerd glasses. I don't have it set so I can throw it, but I probably could make it so I could do that, or I'm sure I could, but this was the summer outfit. I think I might get rid of this. Like, we were gonna do like seasonal outfits, but I don't think I'm gonna wear outfits unless maybe like only for holidays. Maybe on Christmas I'd wear an outfit and Thanksgiving or something. I don't know. But anyway, summer outfit. What else do we have here? Oh, so the hair is not showing because it's too big. Hold on. Here, let's make the overall size a little smaller. There we go. So the hair is going to be a randomized toggle. For those who haven't seen it, every time you redeem the hair, oh, that's the wrong one. It switches to a random one. There's 12 hairstyles. I don't think we're going to see them all because it's random. I guess the quiz here, for those who don't know, if you know already, you may not want to guess, but what hairstyle is this? This was a request in chat that I drew. It's very nice. It should be easy to guess because it's so obvious. You know what? I'm also there. We got our little music. Yeah, it's a hairstyle. That's a Bieber. That's Bieber's hairstyle. You don't see it? I think it's super obvious, right? I spent a lot of time on it. All right, that's just a hairstyle. That's just a mohawk. All right, whose hair is this? Somebody actually guessed this, I think. Unless they knew and they were just confirming. But somebody else guessed this after seeing it. I'm like, how did you actually know whose hair this was? This was a recommendation. Yeah, it's Levi. Did you know that? Or does it actually look like Levi's hair somehow? This was a recommendation from Midnight to do Levi's hair. Yep, from Attack on Titan. I'm not familiar with the character. I had to look him up. You can see it? Oh, okay. I think this was JT, your suggestion, I believe. Whose hair is this? Good luck guessing. I'm just going to keep going through these. That one should be an easy one. Somebody should be able to guess whose hair this is. I would hope so. This should also be an easy one for somebody. Not for me. I couldn't name the character. I already forgot his name. I might remember it. But anyway. Yeah, it's a Naruto one. Kakashi or something like that. I don't remember if that's exactly right. All right, how about this one? This is one of my favorites that I made. This one took me way more time than it should have. But like I said, I was pretty proud of this one. Okay, yeah, you know what it's from? That is Steve from Minecraft. Anyway, we're not going to probably see all of them here because, like I said, it's randomized and there's quite a few more that haven't come up. I think like 3 or 4. MC Leatherhead? Are you just saying Minecraft? It is the Minecraft Steve. I don't know about Leatherhead, but I'm wanting one of the other ones to come up that I like, but it hasn't come up yet. It's similar to the clown one. Oh, that's a good one. I forgot about this one. I really like this one. I hope you're all impressed by this one. It's a good one, too. And there's that one. Where? I think it's the last one we haven't seen yet, and I just really want it to come up, and it won't. Well, maybe it'll just be a surprise for another day. I'll give it 3 more clicks. 1, 2, 3. It didn't come up. Oh well, it's not there. When I'm doing coding, we'll do this. We'll have this going in the corner. That was like the idea behind the controller as well, is that whenever I'm doing certain things on stream, I can always just have like a certain one turned on. So for coding, I can have that. For when I'm playing a game, we can have the controller in the hand. Is this something? Oh yeah, and then when I'm doing art or drawing, we have that one. So, anyway. Those are the toggles, the current ones. Actually, there's technically like one more. Nope, that's not it. Hold on here. There we go. Somebody asked for an 8-bit toggle previously, a while back. And, well, this is kind of it. Sort of. So, I got that. Sounds good, Lord. Anyway, this is the, I think this is the end of the debut type content. I don't know, I don't have anything else for you guys unless somebody else, like I said, had anything they wanted to ask, or if you had any deep questions for me, wanted to know more about me, something I'd be willing to share that you don't already know. Tomorrow, I'm back to normal schedule. 100% back to normal. 24-hour stream is on Saturday. I hope you're all excited. Hopefully some of you at least show to it, so it's not just me alone for 24 hours. Social security number. If you send enough money, I'll give you one number at a time. Don't do it. I am lying. Besides, I'm an American. All my social security numbers are out there in the wild anyway, because they've all been lost in some leaks somewhere along the path. You don't even know for what it would be useful. You could sign up for credit cards using my name if you had my information. Social security number is kind of the big one for that. I'm sure there's other things you could do with it too if you're really nefarious, but I think getting a credit card in somebody's name is like the basic thing to do if you wanted to be bad with somebody's social security number. Anyway. Oh, pardon. Trying to think of anything else. But 24-hour stream on Saturday. I haven't really thought of a plan for it. If it's going to be anything like structured in any particular way. We'll have another puzzle. I don't know if Cassiopeia is still listening, but I know Cassiopeia is really into the jigsaw puzzles, and I like doing them. They're a bit of a distraction for me, so I had to finish that Finnegan jigsaw puzzle eventually, or I was never going to get more stuff done. But we'll have another jigsaw puzzle up. We will probably do some multiplayer-related stuff if there's enough people, because I've had a few people bring it up, like Jackbox and Words on Stream, and there was something else that was brought up. I can't remember now. I kind of figured Minecraft might just be a time filler during the 24-hour stream, so anytime somebody's not recommending something, or people maybe are leaving and it's just me hanging around and nobody's talking, I might just pull up Minecraft. Marbles on Stream could be another one. Yeah, Marbles on Stream and Words on Stream are both definite options for just stuff to have going on. Part of it, and this is what was brought up by, might have been Catboy. Somebody mentioned it. Having something like the Words on Stream or the Jigsaw Puzzle or Marbles on Stream are good to have up for when I need to do my Japanese lessons. Because anybody who's been here through the previous 24-hour streams knows that I still need to do my Japanese for the day, and it can take up to like 2 hours. And so if I'm trying to rush through it as fast as possible, and I can still watch chat and chitter chatter and everything, but I just can't play a game while doing my Japanese. So if I have something like Words on Stream up on the stream, or Marbles or Jigsaw Puzzle, whatever it might be, then people could still kind of interact and we can still hang out and chat and just, keep busy that way while I'm working on my Japanese. But that's the curse of a 24-hour stream while I'm working on my Japanese. Now, the next 24-hour stream, well, I'll still be working on Japanese, but I'll have a lot less to do. I'm almost done with all the levels on the Japanese website I'm doing, and that'll cut back on the hours of how long I'm doing Japanese every day. Marbles, and then try to make a token currency thing so you can give it to the winner and only use it as a leaderboard or to gamble it. An idea. Maybe put something together with something like that. Some other changes I guess we could talk about that are going to be coming here. Oh man, I got a bunch of yawning in now. I did already talk about it. And some of it, I posted in Discord and found out things are not going to be as smooth as I was hoping in the past, but I'm finding some solutions potentially. So I do want to start some multi-streaming. It won't be every stream. It'll probably be mostly just the gaming streams, I think, at least to start out with, because that's just where it's easier to do it. I'll still upload all VODs to YouTube. I just won't do multi-streaming. So this will get uploaded to YouTube. I'll do this after the fact later today. I'll figure out what the whole upload process looks like. I'll get a thumbnail set up and kind of do all that. The main issue, and I hadn't thought about this because the problem is I had this whole idea of like, let's start streaming on YouTube more, do multi-streaming. It'll be easy. I just have to go there and hit the button and I'll stream and everything's perfect. I didn't realize or didn't look into it. You can't split your audio to YouTube like you can to Twitch. So any stream where I'm playing music through YouTube Music, I can't stream that on YouTube because you can't have the music there and you can't have it upload without the licensed music like I do on Twitch, which again is a little edging around the rules, but it's still something that a lot of people like, and I'm small enough that it's more or less okay. And so with that in mind, I can still upload from Twitch because that'll cut out the music, but from YouTube Music. But when I'm streaming stuff that uses it, I can't stream it at the same time on YouTube, at least not initially. I'll look into it a little bit more. It sounds like I might be able to and just be fine with it not being monetized. Like that stream won't be monetized, which I won't be monetized on YouTube anyway for probably ever because their monetization takes a lot longer to earn. So we'll see. I don't know exactly how I want to make that work. Hey, it's Kuro. Yes, it's the Stickman. We're a couple hours in at this point. I kind of went through most of the debut-ish type things. Now we're just kind of chit-chatting. I was just talking about some of the future changes with the YouTube multi-streaming being a little more difficult, a little more trouble than I was expecting in some ways. So I have expressions. Well, they just kind of match my face. I don't have like full facial changes. I do have a bunch of toggles for other things. You know, there's this. But I don't have like buttons to hit that change the expression. They just purely match, how my mouth is. That's just me moving my mouth around. So, and the eyes are separate, but I've never been great at closing one eye. Like that's as best as I can do. It's like half open, and my right eye. I'm trying to close my right eye, and have my left open, and it's like it's really not detecting it. It's struggling. So, but yeah, it all does that, and the hands wiggle a little bit. Look at that. I like the little hand wiggle. Head tilt. It's a VTubery. It's a little basic, but it's my first time rigging it, and I think it's all right. There is potential for a 2.0 update down the road. I have some things I would like to do, some other software I'd like to incorporate, but I figured that I would just do this as a 1.0 first and then go from there. I'm trying to think what other toggles were there. I don't remember what button went to what immediately, so I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, there's this one. I really like this one. Is that a change of expression? Does this one count? Do you like this one? Kind of a change of expression a little bit, I guess. I'm a nerd. I'm coding. No, otherwise I don't have any like buttons that change expressions. But anyway, expect the stuff to get posted. Yeah, it is the most realistic model ever. Pretty good. But yeah, I will start uploading the VODs to YouTube. I will start doing some multi-streaming. Just don't expect it on every stream. I do need to figure out some stuff when it comes to that as well. That might be something I work on the weekend. So I may not worry about multi-streaming until this weekend, but I'll still upload the VODs throughout the rest of the week. Oh, wait, this weekend is the 24-hour stream. So maybe not this weekend. I didn't think about that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see exactly what we end up doing with all that. Maybe I'll figure it out sometime during the week before the weekend. And then I can do the 24-hour stream on YouTube. What else? I don't know if there's anything else that comes immediately to mind. Kuro, are you gonna finally want your horror game coming up in October? Is that still happening? Drop of Blood or something like that, I think is what it was called. Something like that. I used to have a redeem that people had to do for me to play the game they wanted me to play, and Kuro spent the points back in, I don't know, April? I feel like it would have been back in like April, maybe probably around then, for me to play a game, but with the request that we play in October. So like I still haven't marked as not completed on the channel points redeem list. But anyway, we'll get to it eventually. There's an updated demo version, but not yet a full version. I downloaded, I think, 2 versions. I think there was like a chapter 1 and chapter 2, or episode 1, episode 2, something like that. But maybe there's another one, or maybe they updated one of them. I'll have to take a look again, because I downloaded them back when you first requested it. But yeah, otherwise, I don't think there's going to be other like massive changes to the channel or anything like that, other than as I keep updating assets. I do want to update the model eventually. It's not going to be an immediate concern, of course. I do want to start working on more overlay related stuff. Oh, here, let me go back to the chat screen. This was just me showing off the model. We do have the chat here, and I can get rid of the, just me sitting in my gamer chair, which I don't actually own. I am not sitting in a gamer chair. Sorry to break the illusion here. My stickman is living a better life than I am. But, I don't think there's anything else really notable that I could think of that's going to be changing. I'll still be doing my coding in the mornings, art and gaming in the afternoons, gaming at night, back to the normal schedules, which does mean starting tomorrow, I'll be back to streaming 9-10 hours a day, followed by 24 hours this weekend. I will warn you on the weekend, again, I'm trying to think of what the weekend 24-hour plans are. It does mean our co-op gaming always lines up with the 24-hour stream. So the first however many hours, probably 6+ hours, are probably going to be Monster Hunter World as we play it in co-op. And then after that wraps up, I'll move on to whatever else we have lined up. But yeah. I don't know. Any other questions? Any other thoughts? You know what? While I'm sitting here and looking at the screen and everything, I'm gonna change this. The chat's gonna disappear as I make an update. There. What is the Oshi mark? I never thought of an Oshi mark. Gosh, I'm the worst. What is my Oshi mark? I'm gonna have to introduce an Oshi mark. What is the fan club name? Yeah, somebody asked me for the fan art tweet. I think, like, what was all that? Should we think of those? What should they be? What are some suggestions people have? Here, let me bring up my notebook paper again. You can jot down some ideas. Where are ya? Here, and let me bring the tablet back over. What did I end up doing? I zoomed in a ton. There we go. There's the pen. All right, here, let's scroll down from my little doodles I was doing. Fools Club, you think? So, fan name. Is this like... Why is it so large? I went bigger when I was doodling. I'm not going to stick to the lines. Fan club name or fan names. I know on Discord I call you guys the Rabble. Because when I created the Discord, I just needed a name for everybody. The Fools Will Learn is a pretty good fan club name. Well, think of the fan name as like, how would I refer to you guys, like as a group? Like Stickies? The Doodles? Stickies. Doodles. Well, I'm the fool. I don't know if I can call you guys fools. I'm already the fool. Fool's Gold. Fool's Gold is what I call the channel points. I don't think anybody has actually mentioned it to me that I changed it at some point. I changed the icon and called it Fool's Gold. And, like, I don't think a single person has said anything. I would only have problems with dudes only because I know for some people they probably wouldn't be appreciative that it's a, like, gendered word for the group. Because dudes has a bit of a gendered attachment to it. Did the screen go black? Not for me. Did it go black for other people? Is it back on? Can y'all see the screen? Henchman. Oh, was it an ad-related thing? Oh, okay. You refreshed. Yeah, I was gonna say, it should be fine on my side. I might do a Discord poll with the names and see what people think in terms of which one they want to go with or how they want to be referred to. Any other suggestions? I'm trying to think of what I would think of. Stickies is definitely something I thought of in the past, with something like that at least. I could also just call you the stick bugs. Get stick bugged. Finnegan friends. Finnegan's gonna become the main part of the channel. It's not even gonna be about me anymore. Stickers. So, on the topic of the stick bug, honestly, I forgot until just this moment. Was it JT? I forgot who I was talking to. Was the suggestion that I should have a mascot because most VTubers tend to have mascots eventually, and my mascot would be a stick bug. Turn on the camera, stick Finnegan in the chair, and just vanish. Man, if he could just run the streams for me at times, I would love it. Finnegan is kind of a mascot, but he is and he isn't, I would say. Like, he's definitely a big part of the channel, and he's always there, but usually, like, I don't know, the mascot is a little bit more associated with the VTubers theme. Man, if he could. I am not going to give it out. Sorry. And I don't think me saying this would get anybody to find it anyway. Probably not. But Finnegan has an Instagram that I do not keep updated. I only had it for like the first year when I got him. And I did get people who would reach out a couple times that were just like, hey, would you like to advertise our product with your dog? Because he's so cute. But I never made money off of Finnegan. He's staring at me because we keep saying his name. Here, is he on camera? Probably his butt. There you go. Have a little bit of Finnegan butt. Any other names come to mind? I'm trying to think of any other fan names. I just keep thinking of Stick Stickly this entire time. Anybody know what I'm talking about when I say Stick Stickly? This is going to be an age thing. You got to be a little bit older to know what I'm talking about. If you're a teen now, then odds are you would not know what I'm talking about. I'm going to guess that's a no. Nope. Bye, Finnegan. Let's see if it'll let me actually move now. Will it? I wish I knew how to use OBS better sometimes. Every now and then there's something I want to do in OBS where I'm like, why won't it just do what I want it to do? Alright, I'm gonna mouse it up. There, is that a little better? I could go a little higher. Okay, that's probably about right. Anyway, that's a pretty good list for now. Oh, stickers are cut off. Should we actually have hashtags for various things? For fan art? It would be, what? Hashtag I remember talking to somebody about this. This is more in a VTuber space where I was talking to somebody that's not related to my streaming, but they know that I stream. A lot of VTubers, or some VTubers, I should say, take their name and then just add make that an I, LLUST, and we always hate it because it's hard to read. Like, all in a row, the I and the L's like blend together, and it almost looks like it just says the name Lust, like, you know, kind of like that. And so they're like, "Are you gonna go with like stick illust?" I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna do that, because it's so hard to read them." But I did think it would be kind of funny, but I don't think it'd be readable if I went with fool-ish-stration. I was like, that's a good wordplay, you know, like an illustration, but foolishstration. But I think nobody would really understand what I'm like, why it's that at a glance. I think it just makes it really ugly, and people would misspell it. I don't know. Do we really need to have these though? Somebody asked for it. I think Bubble was the one that asked for a hashtag for fan art, because Bubble is interested in creating some stuff. Hashtag fool, that has to already be used by tons of other stuff. Like, generally you want to have something unique that is not going to be used by other stuff. But Hero, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that, only because I don't use other names here. It's going to be tied to the fool name. So, need to get Will the Fool learn to the top of fool. Good luck. Like, I'm not against it, but hey, if you can, then I'll go for it. You got modded. Yep. I don't know. I guess maybe we'll think about it in Discord. If people really want to have some hashtags, if we need hashtags for fan art, we would need it for, I don't know. Do people actually? Nobody really follows my tweets at this point, because I don't do much with them. But I am going to start doing it more. I keep telling myself I will. I've been tweeting the last couple days. I'm so bad at social media, just terrible at it. But I do want to start doing more tweets, probably to follow up after I do streams of just like, hey, this is what we did today or something. Plus, there's always like the morning tweet of I'm going to be streaming today. My main problem with it is that usually, you know, one of them is like, this is the stream announcement tweet. But I stream 3 times a day, and I feel like anybody who follows me is going to get really tired of 3 constant tweets every single day. That's just like, I'm going live right now. I'm doing coding. I'm going live right now. I'm playing games. Like, it's a lot to have a daily announcement of me going live 3 times. So that's why I started getting the habit of doing just like a morning one. And then I started getting out the habit of that because I'm like, I do it every morning and I have the same schedule every day. So do I need to actually announce it daily that I'm going live? So then I started doing just like a weekly one of like, I'm going to be streaming all week, normal schedule. Come find me online. I'm always online. But I think instead of like the going live tweets, I'm just going to start making other tweets that are not related to going live. And that'll actually probably be more entertaining for me and actually get me tweeting more. But anyway, fan art. I don't know what other ones people would want. Do you guys need a lewd one? You want a fan art lewd tag? Do I need that? So you guys can do all the R18, rated 18, rule 34 stick art. Oh, you know you want it, Catboy. Don't say what. Please no. I joked about it in another place that we were talking about, you know, how to get big, and this was around the time when Twitch stream people were doing the streams like green screening their ass. You know what I'm talking about? Anybody who's watching the Twitch stuff, you know, when people with the pretty ladies were like putting green screen on their butt and playing games on their butt. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Ah, Rixie's here. What a great time for me to be talking about that. Rixie Raid, hey there. Alright, hold on here. Let me do a shout out. What was Rixie up to? We're just chatting at this point. Special events? What was your special event? I'm not going to continue the conversation. I have no idea what you guys were talking about. But welcome. I am Will, or Fool. This is the debut of my Stickman VTuber. Just came back from another debut. Oh, okay, well, congrats. Are you saying that you just did your debut then? Because I know I just saw you the other day, but it wasn't a debut stream then, I didn't think. I don't know if that's what you mean by you just came back from one, but welcome. Yeah, you can call me Will or Fool for those who don't know me. I stream multiple times a day. This is the debut of my VTuber model, though. Watch along. Oh, okay, for Konami Kaito from Nexus. And Nexus is the group you're part of, right, Rixie? I remember that was something that was mentioned when we raided you the other day. Was that yesterday or the day before? 2 days ago, I think. I was going to check out the other people in your group, but I completely forgot to after you mentioned that. I think when I raided you, was it nighttime? Was I going to bed? I don't remember what time of day it was. Might have been around this time, and I was just doing other stuff and had to go. Most of my days, I've been wrapping up my streams and immediately working on stuff that was related to the VTuber debut stuff. Because I was doing some stream updates and everything like that. But anyhow, welcome all. Like I said, I am Will or Fool. My channel is all about learning and gaming. That's pretty much it. I do learning Monday through Friday, 4 hours of coding in the morning. I'm learning Python. In the afternoons, I do about an hour or so of art-related stuff, which has largely been related to my VTuber model lately as I've been rigging it. I learned to rig my model, and I drew assets for it and everything like that. And then the rest of the time is community gaming. The dog is staring into your soul. So there is an alternate version. If you want to see the actual dog, there he is. But one of my regulars asked to have a badly drawn version of Finnegan, and I said, okay, I can do that. So that badly drawn, that's my skill level. Let me do what I can. So there you go. You got a somewhat traced but mostly doodly version of Finnegan that has taken over. But yeah, that's his actual version there. Finnegan is precious. He is the star of the channel. He is laying on the floor right now. Otherwise, he'd be on camera. I do turn on the dog camera when he's up here. Finnegan, do you want to come up? No, he's just staring at me. Oh, wait. Is he going to come up? Sorry, the Finnegan head still doesn't work. Oh, I can do it manually. Okay, he's up. I said his name enough. There you go. He's on camera. And also, I'll do the manual Finnegan head redeem. There you go. Here, let's get rid of our doodle in there so you can see the whole thing. I'm sorry, it does not talk or blink along with me. But there you go. I did a manual one for you since the channel point redeem is not set up. I thought I actually turned it off and I forgot to do it right before I started because I was still working on it up until like the last minute trying to get that thing to work. I knew people were going to redeem Finnegan head immediately. And I was like, I got to get this thing working, and I never could get it to work. I just remembered, does this still work? Yeah, I have it working on my Stream Deck now, so I can hit a button on my Stream Deck and it makes it work really easy. But anyway, yeah, everybody loves Finnegan. Anyhow, I didn't really finish what I was saying. I do 3 streams a day. First stream, coding for 4 hours. I'm learning Python currently. Second stream, art or rigging for about an hour. And then I do community gaming. I love to take suggestions from everybody on games to play. Hopefully good games. They're not always winners. I will give you very real thoughts on whatever people recommend because I'm not going to sugarcoat it if I'm not a fan of the game. But I will try it. I will always try everything. Finnegan pet redeem for me to pet Finnegan. So I haven't been breaking the illusion, and I've been trying not to put my hands in the camera, so I don't pet him on stream. But he also has his aggression issues, and so I got to be a little careful sometimes. If he's not in the mood to be pet, he will bite me, and I know that upsets people. And so I try not to have that be a thing that people would at least see. Sometimes you'll hear it, but he has his issues. I know that's a thing some people do, but I have to watch his diet. So I'm a little careful on that too. I'll think of some other stuff potentially that we could do for Finnegan though. Yeah, maybe a minimum thing. I do have training treats that are better to give him because they're really small, and that might work. But I'll think about that. Anyway, we do the community gaming though, so always recommend games. If there's any favorite games that you like that you want to see played, or you don't even care if you see them played, but you just want more people to play them and you want to have them out in front of people's eyes, tell me. I'll put them on the list. You know what? I haven't put the list up on the screen at all today, partially because I was hoping to update it. I did not get to that in time, but let's show that real quick. It's gonna cut out. You know what? Let's add it. I was gonna go to the other scene, but it's probably better if I do. Ah, it's a little big. Why are you so big? So, this is the giant list of games. It is not formatted in any prettier way. I was going to do so, and I just didn't have time for it. Sorry. There you go. Big old list. And all the things I was working on as I was, like, trying to get stuff updated. But we'll ignore all the tabs at the top for a moment. Here, whatever. I'll just keep it. So, anyway, let's make this bigger so it's more readable, too. If you want to see games played, let me know. I'll put them on the list. It's a big list. It keeps growing. But anyway, I just was going to show this real quick. I'm not going to keep it up on the screen. But that's what I mean, that I like it when people suggest games. The last stream of the day is I'm in the Pacific time zone. Late in the day, I do a gaming stream, and that's just where I play whatever I want to play. So I will play typically, well, kind of anything, really. Could be indie games, could be big games, just whatever I'm in the mood for. I was already talking about this a little earlier today, but I'm probably going to start focusing mostly on 2024 releases through the rest of the year. Not exclusively, but that'll be the priority. So I'll be playing a lot of newer games probably in the late night slot. But I do not have any SUS tabs open, no. I wouldn't anyway. I'm probably way too honest about everything that... Oh, is Rari lurking right now? But I'm way too honest about pretty much everything. But I will just say that no, I keep myself pretty separate because I use virtual desktops. So everything I do for streaming is on a different virtual desktop than what I use for personal use. Largely so I don't mess up and accidentally show personal information or anything like that. So I don't have to worry too much about showing anything that I wouldn't want to be seen. But anyway, like at worst, you probably see some like ecchi manga that I'm reading or something, and be like, "Oh no, you're seeing a silly manga that everybody is aware of, but I have to act like I'm ashamed for reading it. Oh no, it's prison school," or something like that. But anyway, that's pretty much it. There's streamers who put like the letter P and it'll instantly show like Pornhub. I don't think I have any risky things like that. The only time things will be problematic sometimes is when I click a link after I've done streaming. And because I have two different profiles, if I don't like update which profile is considered the main one, when I click a link on Discord, it'll open in my streamer profile one. And so every now and then it does mess up like my history because I'll grab somebody's link and whatever it takes me to might be, well, I'm not on Discords where they're posting Pornhub links, but it might take it to a site where I'm like, well, I don't really want that to show up when I'm streaming. So now I have to go clear my history if I think about it. But I live alone. I don't use incognito mode for anything. Like, no matter what I'm looking at, it doesn't really matter. I just have no reason to. Oh, did I just give you nightmares there, Seeb? But anyhow, anything else? We're just sitting here chatting. Is there anything else you guys had questions about? Anything else we should worry about? Like I said, we'll do the fan name. We'll figure out a fan name for everybody. We'll do it as a poll. Maybe I'll brainstorm and think if there's any others I could think of. Otherwise, I'll pick a few out of the list here, and we'll do a Discord poll for it. So, yeah, I've talked about this before on stream, Catboy. This would have been before you joined. I don't understand the concern about your search history or any sort of thing being found after you die. You're dead. Who cares? If my family came in and found out that, like, oh, we didn't know he read all this manga and all this stuff, it's like, who cares? I'm dead. What are they going to do about it? Oh no, they're going to go to my grave and be mad at me. Like, I don't care. Yeah, but when you die, what's it matter if they do know? I don't know. I guess I just don't expect. I won't care because I'm dead. So I'm not worried about my search history. If anything, I want everything to be available to my family when I pass away, so they can go in and check everything I've been into and doing or whatever, and they can do whatever they want with it. Like, have fun. But I am also not very tight-knit with my family, so that's probably it too. Anyway, anything else? At most, I'm keeping this going for about 10 more minutes. 4:30 is kind of my normal ending time, so I'm gonna 4:30 Pacific. So I'm gonna stick to that for the wrap up on this. But we have 10 more minutes. If you have any other questions or things that you think, if this is a good time. If you have any other suggestions of things that you want to see done, I already have a large list of stuff to work on still that I did not complete. But I can add to it if you guys have more things that you think should be changed on the streams. More Infinite Craft sometime. You don't need to spend the channel points for that. We'll probably play around with more Infinite Craft eventually. How to deal with a bad family would make them rethink the way they treated you. Yeah, that's what you should have. Your search history should be all about your family. Yeah, I was not too enthused by that last night, Catboy. I really wanted to go to bed, and I thought you were leading to me something that was like 5 connections and we'd be done, and it kept going and going and going. If anything, that makes me not want to play Infinite Craft anymore. Oh, you know what? Something to talk about. We didn't really talk about these. I meant to, and I completely forgot about it. Two new categories of things that were added to the stream. Let me bring the tablet back out. As long as Finnegan behaves, he might get aggressive, in which case I'm going to have to put the tablet away. Nobody's caught him doing that yet recently, but he does have problems with the tablet for some unknown reason. Okay. We have new channel points things. I don't know if I really need to write them down, but I could. Let's talk these over real quick. I gotta actually remember what they all were anyway, because I implemented like 4 new things or something. All right, watch video clips. So this has been requested multiple times. We got 2 new video clip ones. I did 2, because I did one that's less than 1 minute, and then another one that's less than 5 minutes, with 2 different values. Because I know some people just want like short, silly little clips, and I didn't want that to cost the same as a long clip, but I wanted to still allow up to 5 minutes so people could have me play like a music video or whatever. I will veto them if I feel that the content is not something I want to bother watching on stream. Just to straight up tell you that. And I will be somewhat picky. It's going to be my choice. So just be aware that it is pretty open, but if you do have me watch something that's like political, religious, something like that, I am going to 100% not be into it. And we'll be like, yeah, you can pick something else, or you can have your points back. Your choice. The other thing with it is that it's noted in there, but it will not be like the moment you spend the points. I don't want these to interrupt what we're in the middle of doing. So generally they're going to be at break time. So if I have to like get up to take Finnegan out, when I come back, we'll probably just get through whatever is built up at that point, if there is anything. And then we'll have time at the end of the stream to go through videos as well. If you're not around, if you have to take off, right now, my channel's small enough, we can easily manage this. I can just hold on to it and wait for another time then. And that way I could watch it with you at another time. But generally expect it to be like at a midpoint in the stream or at the end of the stream. Just whatever makes the most sense for like a break time. Like, or when we're like transitioning from like one game to another, something like that. So there's the video clip one I put in there. Because again, that was something that people had been asking for. What was another one? Button swap is now enabled for 2 minutes. This is going to be contingent on the game allowing me to swap buttons. And you can pick whatever the buttons it allows me to swap. So that's pretty simple. I don't think there's much mystery there. I do need to put an on-screen timer at some point for this stuff, but for now I'll just do it off-screen and just keep an idea of the time. But I would like to have it on screen so people can actually see how long it's going for. Then we also have Fool does Wordle, Sporkle, kind of all these. This is one that got talked about before. Now, I'm a little... Redactyl and Nerdle, I think is what it says. Technically, if you have another one that I'm not aware of, and it kind of fits the bill, that'll be fine too. I'm assuming most people know at least some of what these are. One of them, or more. The only problem I have with this... It's a problem, it's not a problem. One, it's going to follow the same rules as the video clips. It's not going to be at the time you spend it. It'll be like a midpoint or at the end of the stream. It's not going to be there to interrupt what we're in the middle of doing, but we'll eventually do it that stream. It does not currently. That was part of the things I need to update. So right now, I think Nate, I have to look, but I think Nate spent it. Is that who it was? And is Finnegan's BFF at the moment? Let me see here. Why is it not in the list? I'll have to go dig around and check. I think Nate's the one that spent for it. Oh, you know what? I probably have to check on Firebot. I think I created that only on Firebot. Let me see. Nope, not the Q. Oh, actually, the Q... No, not the... I'll poke around. I'll have to figure out who spent it when. I think it was Nate. But anyway. It does not show anywhere just yet. It will. There will be a spot for it. I'm going to be working on overlay stuff in the coming days. But anyhow, the Wordle, Sporkle, Redactyl, Nerdle, the main problem I have with this is that Redactyl and Sporkle are much, much longer than Wordle or Nerdle. So if somebody spends on this, and I think the points cost is kind of high, right? It's like 5,000. What did I charge for it? 4,000. It's high enough that I'd feel bad for somebody doing Wordle or Nerdle that I would probably try and do like multiple or something. I don't know. I'd have to do something where it feels like it's more worth it. That they would get like three Wordles or something like that. I don't know. But anyway. Balls 1, balls 2. I have no idea what you're saying there. What was the other thing that's new? Oh, the BFF one. Yeah, that's the last one. So the last thing is the BFF for to spend on that one. There can only be one. I forgot who suggested it. Off the top of my head, might have been Bubble. This is in place of the VIP one. You'll notice the VIP one is gone. Nobody's going to spend on it. The only people who are earning enough points were never spending their points to do it. So it's like, all right, well then why do we even have it? I don't know what Catboy's going off of. Like, Catboy's just on a tear talking about balls. I have no idea why. But the BFF one, it is... Well, we're gonna have it on screen. There'll be something soon in the coming days. I can't say what day exactly. Whenever I get it done, we'll have an overlay thing that'll say who is currently the BFF, which is Best Finnegan Friend. And when you become Best Finnegan Friend, you'll have it noted on screen. But it can be redeemed by anybody at any time. So whoever redeems it last is Finnegan's best friend. They might have it for 10 seconds. They might be the best friend for a month if nobody bothers redeeming it. But you get to keep the title until somebody else redeems it. That is purely how it works. It is 100% a point dump. Just to be entirely honest, it gets you nothing. It is just a silly thing to get yourself noted as Finnegan's best friend. But just be warned that you could end up saving up for it, spending it, and somebody else could come along and take it from you right after. So right now, Nate has it, but it doesn't show on screen anywhere. Yep, now Seeb has it. Seeb is... the sad thing for Nate is he doesn't even know. He doesn't know that he lost it. That's what I was going to say is JT has now taken ownership of the title forever because JT has so many more points than all of you. He has as many points as all of you combined, probably plus. See, he has way more points than you. I'm just warning you right now. Like, he could drain your points so fast. Yeah. JT has over 200,000 points. So, like I said, you don't have a chance. Yeah, 240,000. He won't spend them on pretty much anything. So I've tried to give him stuff to spend it on, and he won't. He won't, like, I don't know what he wants to do with his points. Give me something to do with them, JT. Give me some reason for you to spend them. Anyway, those are those. The other thing that's new, and this is less obvious, this is more why I wanted to kind of go over this list. Scroll down here. I'm going to have to pull it up on my screen. We have, now, you know what? We got to test one of these, because I never tested it, and it probably will not work, and that'll be a shame, because I did not make sure it worked. Oh, actually, hold on. It definitely won't work on this scene, because the scene's not set for it to work. Give me a second. There we go. Okay, we will try this. Hey there, Midnight. Long time no see. It has been a little bit. We were just going over some final things. I'm going to be wrapping the stream up pretty soon here, but you are welcome to hang out here briefly while we're going over stuff. Can somebody try the new command, exclamation point, stats? Does that do anything? Let's find out. Oh my gosh. Oh, it briefly did. It showed up for a second. Hold on. Can I make it last longer? Text. I probably forgot to put the duration in. Yeah, I did. Duration, let's go 20 seconds. All right. Somebody else try and do it when the cooldown's off. Well, let's see what it shows. All right, I probably need to make it a little larger. It's probably really hard to read for people. You don't see it? I see it. It's on screen. I'm looking at it. I'm going to make the text bigger so it's actually readable. I made it bigger. Try it again. See if it's better. Might be better now. That didn't really go any bigger, did it? Oh, ad's about to start. Just warning you now. All right, let's go even bigger. I thought that was going to be enough, but that didn't really do much. Hold on. I didn't change it yet. Give me a second. Oh, it's because it's not... Okay, never mind. It didn't change it last time. Hold on here. I thought it was changing the text, but it was changing the space ahead of the text. All right, 1 second. Let's go with... Oh, that's way too big. Oh my god, why are you doing weird stuff with the font size? Hold on here. Alright, you said you couldn't read it at all at that size. Let's go 24. This might be really huge. Okay, maybe try it again. Now it's not all showing on the screen. Alright, I'll play with it. But anyway, now you can check all the stats. I'm going to format it elsewhere. I just put it like right in the center to try it out. But my stats, yeah, that's another new one. Should I put the cooldown on my stats? I should just turn off the cooldown since it doesn't really that one doesn't need it. Here, no more cooldown on my stats. You can do my stats all you want now. Which one? For you, Cat? What part of yours is lying? Oh, for the deaths? Yeah, so there's nothing that automatically counts that. That requires people to actually count that. There are... Oh, I don't have these enabled. Hold on a second. I enabled some, but not all of these. And there's an ad. So some of you are seeing an ad. Oh, I figured... Midnight, that's completely what I figured was going on for you. I knew you'd be busy. There is a command. Yeah, Catboy, that exists already. Though, I take that back. Somehow, I added every command from the other bot except for death. There is no death command. All right, I'll have to add that. So there are some new commands. I'm not gonna... You guys can abuse them now, and I'll have to correct them. That's fine. But some other new ones, there is... Because people kept asking for, like, burp and cough or whatever. The only one I did was yawn. You can count how many times I yawn. Yeah, I need to fix the placement of the stats there, but they are at least somewhat visible. I yawned twice today, I think. There is also... I forgot who recommended this one. There is an exclamation point. Learn. So you can decide and mark whenever you think I've learned something. Whenever you all decide, feel free to mark it that I've learned something. There was never a clear indication of when this should go up. So, it's there though. There's also exclamation point Finnegan. Feel free to use it whenever you want. Whenever you feel that Finnegan deserves to be counted up. I don't know when you want to do it. Oh, is that not set for everybody to... Oh, it's not. For some reason, that one was set to just me. Hold on. Do permissions. Remove permissions. There we go. How did that have... I don't know why they had restrictions on it. Okay, it's saved. Finnegan works now. Uh-oh. Something's broken. -1. No, something broke. All right, hold on. Let me fix that. This is a good time to fix it since we're seeing it now. Edit. I probably just have a typo in what I typed for the Finnegan one. Let me fix it. Oh yeah. Yeah, I see what I did. All right, hold on. I just used the wrong character. And... Okay, do it again. Should work. So, every time you guys do Finnegan head, by the way, it adds to it. I have that set up so that anytime you guys are doing the Finnegan head, it still adds to that counter. I expect that counter is going to be very large. Is that all the... So for those who don't know, because some people... yeah, you kind of see two Finnegans. For those who don't already know some of the commands, there is... Because it was asked for, I don't understand why. There is an exclamation game that's already existed for a while. There's also exclamation Discord. Everybody knows that one. Let's just fix up all my writing here. No, I don't like S either. Is that not working right? It's on stream. That's not what I have it. Oh. Why is that not working right? It worked earlier when I tested it. I'll toy with that one. All right, that one's broken for some reason. You guys also obviously know lurk works. You know unlurk works. I'll probably add more phrases to those, by the way. I've had the same ones for a while. There's also one for how many games I've beaten. It's not correct because I'm probably behind a couple games. I need to add to it. there is... So I don't have death to count the deaths, but there's dead to see how many times I've died. I think. You can check it, but I'm pretty sure... Oh, 1 you don't have permission for? No, you don't have permission for 1. 1 is for... Sorry, I gave you the wrong one. Win is what you have. 1 is for me. 1 is how I add. I'll reset the death and the win counters at the end of every year. And then you guys already pointed out to yourselves, some of you already knew, my stats. And then stats. Okay, so dead is actually adding. So I died way more than 10 times in Star Wars. I don't add the deaths myself. I am not going to track my own deaths. That's going to be up to any of you who really want to track deaths when I play games. Well, give me a number and I'll just manually update it. What number do you want deaths to start at? I'll just change it right now. 20? All right, we can start at 20. If we're talking about how many deaths I've done this year in games, it's probably been upwards of 1,000. I don't even know. I died well more than 20 times on Star Wars. If you had asked me, if I had to take a guess how many times I died on Star Wars, I bet it was at least 200 times. All right, I'll go with that. We'll do 68. Just for you. Because that's at least closer to the actual number. Now, we're going with 68. And actually, the amount of games I've completed this year... Hold on. I'm going to actually count it up while we're on stream. I'm always forgetting to add the games. I add, like, every other one. But let's see. I might be at about the same number for completed games. This will take me a moment. Actually, the easiest way to do it is highlight all these. And then remove the ones that I did not beat on. So that one. Most games I complete, I beat on stream. But sometimes, like, visual novels, I play offline. That's mainly it. I think the rest of these I beat on stream. I'm just skimming real quick. Oh, no. Seabed I did not complete on stream. Again, another visual novel. I think the rest of these I beat on. Yes. Okay. I'm exactly correct. 68 completed games. So let me update the count. We need to add 3 to it. You finally caught up on Hermitcraft? Good job. Here, I'm just going to do it in chat. I don't think I have a cooldown. Do I? No. Alright, there you go. We're caught up. You can also remind me if I ever forget to add a game. But anyway, so those are the new commands. When one of the days when I commented that I was working on stuff that took much longer than I expected was bringing everything over from one bot and keeping it all in Firebot, because I was using multiple bots and I consolidated to just Firebot. That took me like 2.5 days of just spending time getting these commands to work and figuring out how the variables were working. Like, it's not like I was spending the whole day, because I was also streaming and just doing other stuff. But the time that I was working on streaming related stuff was just like bot related only. I'm like, man, this stuff took way longer, but now I know Firebot way better. I can do more with it. So anyhow, I figured I'd just give you guys all those commands. I think those are the ones. If there's any more commands, obviously let me know. I could always incorporate more. I do need to get the one for death. Do we want died? I don't know what I wanted to call it. Maybe that was the problem and why I didn't add it, because I didn't know what to call it. Where you could just see if you want to see how many times I died without adding a death. But also, maybe don't need it because now we have stats. And stats would show that. Do I have a personal schedule? Not really. A little bit. I sneak time in here and there. Gamble and tokens. So, you mean like the gamble thing of, like, here, hold on. Let's just do one real quick. The prediction stuff. We did some predictions on Saturday. Let's start a new prediction. We're going to do a prediction. 1 second here. Oops. All right. Let's just do 30 seconds is fine. And give me a second here. I'm going to do something real quick here. Go with... Okay. And I'm going to submit this. There you go. Is this what you mean by gambling? This sort of thing? Like the bets of predicting? Like a coin flip? Oh, I'm not going to do those. No, I'm not going to do anything that's just fills chat up with nonsense like that. I know a lot of people do them, but I'm not into it. But you can do the prediction stuff. Have fun. I wrote down the number on the notebook paper. All right. I'll scroll down. Let's see. I don't know if anybody even participated, but we'll see. There's the number in the bottom right. Let me mark it in the prediction. Hey, one of you got it. Who got the points? $2K, go to Catboy. Like, those prediction things, I do need to get in the habit of doing them more, because I know we talked about it before, of just, like, you know, having predictions on whether I'll beat a boss or something like that. Didn't have enough time. I gave you 30 seconds. Yeah, you made 1K. But anyhow, I do want to do more of the prediction things. They're fun. I just don't think about doing it until somebody reminds me in chat. But I'm not going to do anything like the coin flip thing. I go to plenty of channels that have, like, ongoing stuff in their chat. You know, there's the coin flips. There's people who do gacha things and stuff like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. You can have your fun with it on those channels. It's just kind of like how I don't want TTS on mine. It's just one of those things I don't want to do. You're going to put all your points because you're worried you'd lose. You had a 1 out of 5 chance. It was probably safe not to put all your points on it. But anyway. That's pretty much that. Again, unless you guys have any other final thoughts. Those are some of the other things I had in place with the channel points and the commands. I'm obviously open for more suggestions. Just keep in mind that anything that requires me to actually complete it myself, like to actually work on something, may take time and might be just like put aside but not forgotten. Making your gacha stuff was super fun. Yeah, you've got gacha stuff on yours. You're not the only one. I've seen it though. There's other ones, and I have no problem with it. It sounds like you made it yourself, so that's cool too, Cassiopeia. It's just one of those things that's just like, I personally don't want it on mine, but I get that for a lot of people, they really like it. Only like 3 people play it. The only time it was ever a problem, it wasn't your stream, Cassiopeia. There's somebody else's stream. I can't remember if I raided or if I was just lurking. I think I was just lurking. And I popped in there and I wanted to chat with them because they were playing a game that I really liked. And again, I don't remember exactly the specifics, but somebody in their chat was constantly, like every 3 seconds, 2 seconds, was like doing some command. And I don't remember what it was. It might have been a gacha one. I think it was a gacha related thing. But it was just like their chat was just constant with it over and over and over and over and over. And I tried to ask them a question. I think they were playing Power World, and I was just asking them like, "Oh, how's it going in Power World? How are you doing?" And blah blah blah. And I don't think they saw my message because I think it just got pushed off the screen super fast by this person who was just doing commands constantly. And I tried to ask like one more thing, and it never got answered. I was like, "All right, never mind. I'm not gonna chat, I guess." So that's kind of the reason I'm nervous about stuff like that. And if it was more in depth, like what you have, Cassiopeia, it's probably a little more cool. The coin flip ones and the other ones that are built into like the bots, I'm not going to enable those though. You might stream today? Do you have your VTuber model ready? Are you going to debut your VTuber model now, Cowboy? Oh, does yours cost points? I didn't realize yours cost points there, Cassiopeia. What are you going to stream, Catboy? There you go. Get your PNG tuber. Nothing wrong with that. Some GTA 5. That's a fun game. I will not be doing a whole lot more streaming today. I'll stream tonight. I'll do my normal nighttime stream. But I am going to shortly here end this and relax and have one final day of not worrying too much about stuff and then getting back into a very busy schedule starting again tomorrow. Which I think, JT, you were the one asking if I had a personal schedule. Not really, somewhat. I've got like 2 hours of free time in the day. I do my first stream. The hour in between, the hour and a half in between my streams are almost always just taken up completely by walking Finnegan and eating. Usually by the time I'm done eating, I look at the time and I'm like, oh my gosh, how's it so late already? And then I have to get on streaming. Like, there's not a lot of time there. So I do that. I get on and stream for about 4 hours. And then when that ends, it's typically 4:30 to 5 by the time I'm like freed up. I take Finnegan outside. I have about an hour to do whatever I want at that point, and then I study Japanese, because I start that usually around 6 o'clock. That can take 2 to 3 hours, so I'll usually finish somewhere in the 8 to 9 o'clock period, and then I stream at 10. So then I get, roughly another hour or two to just kind of relax and do other stuff. And when I say relax, sometimes that means working on stream stuff. So that sometimes there's like 2 to 3 hours of free time is ultimately just like getting back into like, okay, I need to go and figure out more of this bot stuff, or I need to draw something up here, and I need to update Twitch. I'm just updating things plenty. All right, you want me to, oh, okay. That's, grab it. Yeah, we're going to get out of here. This has gone longer. I said I was going to wrap this up at the half-hour mark, and it's 20 minutes past that. But I did also forget that I needed to go over those commands, the new channel points and command stuff. Every time you sit down to relax, yeah. Like, I do relax a little bit, and then I relax a little bit, like, at night. Sometimes when I wrap up the streams, and I'm like, I'm going to bed, realistically, I'm giving myself, like, a half hour to, like, read manga. Because it's like, I want to do something else in my day before I go to sleep. So I'll read manga, or I'll watch, like, right now I'm watching The Boys, and I'll make, like, a little more progress in The Boys. Things like that is kind of where I squeeze in things here and there. I have put some consideration back into taking a day off once a week, because I was talking about it the other day. I don't know the last time I took a day off. Let's look. Let's take a quick look here. When did I take an entire day off last? No, this will show it. Actually, let's go to, let me set it to our time. Here we go. This might show more accurate. It looks like June 23rd, I think, was my last day off. Yeah, June 23rd. In June, I did take a few days off. And I think I was trying to get in the habit of taking one day off a week back in June, and then I got away from that again. Haven't watched The Boys since Homelander. Don't go spoiling things. Oh, well, that's like first season. It's not really spoiler what you said there, but be careful not to spoil things for people. It was 11 Sundays ago. That is what you're saying is when I took the last day off? Was it 11 Sundays ago? Now I gotta go back and look. Are you right on that? I don't actually know. It was a Sunday. Yeah. But who knows? I don't know when I'll take a day off again. Part of the problem is I need to not take breaks from coding, because I just took 2 weeks away from coding. And so if I take a day off, I'll lose out on a coding day. And I can't take Sundays off, really, because that's like dedicated Minecraft day. I have fun with that. I don't really want to lose the Sunday. I would want to probably take a midweek off, like take a Wednesday or something like that. But again, I don't really want to lose out on my coding streams right now. Yeah, Homelander likes milk. But all right, oh, Finnegan's off camera again. I wasn't even paying attention. So I say that, and he's walking back in. Are you gonna get up? Hi, buddy. He's probably ready. He knows it's time. All right, let's wrap this up. Let's send you guys. Oh yeah, he's definitely ready. He's standing on top of me now. Okay, let's. You gave me the name. Let me send you guys over to whoever this is here. Playing Minecraft. Okay, HTTP chaos. My family home is Orion. I don't know how you say that. Orion, I guess. Orion SMP lore. I don't know what that is. I see Catboy, you're in chat already. All right, I'm gonna start the raid up already. Oh no, hold on. Pop this out. Okay, it's still going behind the scenes. I can see you. I can see in the preview window when I'm doing the setting up the raid. But anyhow, let's get out of here. If you're gonna chat over there, be kind. If you want to lurk, that helps. And if you want to just get out of here and do your own thing, go do your own thing. I'll be back online in roughly, I don't know, 6 hours, a little less than that. I will be getting back to where I'm wrapping up my evening streams closer to midnight, which means that they'll be shorter because I'll be waking up early to do my coding streams. So if you are normally here for the late night stream and you're expecting it to go late, well, unfortunately, it will not. But anyway, thanks for being here for the debut stuff. I got to figure out how to send this over to YouTube as well, and I got to work on YouTube thumbnails and all that fun stuff. I got more to do. I'm not done yet today, but anyway, have a good one. Catch you all later, and I'll see you another time.